Hey there, shitheads. What's up? You know what? Hannibal and Monty are adding to the ultimate comic book movie list. I am so excited I could just shit myself. Well, I already have. See you soon. Bye.
This is an MFN production.
Yes, sir. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same shit. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody fucking with me. Nobody fucking with me. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Nobody fucking with me. Nobody fucking with me. Nobody fucking with me. Fucking with me. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Nobody fucking with me. Nobody fucking with me. Fucking with me. Fucking with me. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same shit. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Bridge to Captain Picard.
Go ahead.
We've just received word from the fleet. They've engaged the Borg.
Mr. Data, put Starfleet frequency 1486 on audio.
Aye, sir.
Stan is not a great Eminem song.
No, I did not say Stan is not a great Eminem
Okay,
song.
what did you say?
What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the Beat Animal. Hannibal and Monty shit show. Holy shit, my name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty shit show. Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. So it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
And we are live. Are we live, Monty?
Yes, we are. We are live.
We are live. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal, the Beat Animal.
And I'm Monty.
And this is episode 49. Maybe an episode about...
My weakness in small knives.
Or.
That's what my mom is always saying. I just never actually believed it.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. That's good. That was good. Monty asked me, say, hey man, what should we call the name of this Spider-Man episode? And when I tell you we came up with the titles in seconds, like I don't even think you get finished asking the question. And I was like, ooh, what about this? And he was like, what about this? And I was like, all right, well there you go.
Yep, there we go. We have the titles right there. So welcome, shitheads, to episode 49. One episode away from 50, which just happens to be a torture episode. We'll get into that shit later. Today, we have back with us Ace Wonder. Welcome back to the shit show. And yes. Oh. And we have Devalogann, who I will call Garrett from now on, because as I said in the pre-show, the boy mama named him Garrett. I'm gonna call him Garrett.
No, I'm calling him Lil Something Something because that's his rap name.
Yeah, there you go. Something. I can go with that. So, yeah, we're here to talk Spider-Man, but before we get into that shit, we're gonna go through our normal shit. Like, if you enjoy this shit, follow us. I'm pulling up all our social media stuff right now so I can give you the quick rundown. You can support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/5H1T. And if you do shit like that, you get to experience the train wreck that people like Penultima, Kilo, Thrift Store Dan got to witness of us trying to figure out how to get this shit working. They were sitting with us live on the other side of it as we tried to fix shit. So that's one of the perks you get from Patreon. And you'll get art once I get back to doing that shit. Like I still gotta draw G-Man for you guys. That's coming. And also you can support the stream, streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty Show. We should be live on Twitch right now. I can't see the chat because for some reason the chat isn't loading. If that is the only issue with this stream, I'm gonna let it fly. I'm sorry there won't be a chat on there. I'm gonna attempt to fix it as the show goes on though. But twitch.tv/5H1T_show, Facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty, Instagram 5H1T show, Snapchat is at show_5H1T, Twitter is 5H1T show. The Discord link is in the description. You should go there. There's awesome shit happening. If you want to send us awesome shit, you can go to the Amazon wishlist link, which is also in the description, or you can just mail shit straight to our P.O. Box. P.O. Box 13013, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70185. There we go. Took me a little longer than usual.
That's all right. That's all right. You know what they say, slow and steady loses every time.
That's right. You know, it's like my grandpa always said, if you put some water in a cup, that motherfucker's going to be full.
Wise words.
I've actually got water in this cup.
Yes, water? Okay, it's water.
Hey,
Language.
Was your grandfather Captain Obvious by chance?
I mean, why you got to talk shit about my grandpa, Ace? Like, what do you ever do
he might be the most paid one of all of us in here. I wish Captain Obvious was my grandfather. He'd be on Showtime right now or something.
Yeah. You know, if you put toast in a toaster, it'll get crispy.
Not related to anything, but I'm a fan of a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. After I saw Avengers Endgame, I saw Scarlett Johansson eating the peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I was like, I want that shit, but I want that motherfucker toasted. And that was it. And every time I went and saw Endgame, I ate like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for like 3-4 days. Fucking subliminal marketing.
I can't.
Man, tidbit, when you toast the bread, the peanut butter is easier to spread.
There you go. There you go.
It keeps it up.
Yeah, and everybody that puts peanut butter in the fridge, you fucking savages. You're fucking savages. I just want you to know that. Peanut butter belongs in the pantry, not in the fridge.
I agree. I agree. Hannibal, you are speaking the truth right now.
You're tearing the bread up, okay? You're just ruining good bread.
I don't even do it like that. I come from a house where they put peanut butter in the refrigerator, so I would just regularly put mine in the container and warm it up before I put it on the bread anyway.
That's all that extra work to make fucking peanut butter and jelly, man. This is too much.
You say that, but now I do it with even room temperature peanut butter because it makes everything so much easier.
Ooh! I'm gonna try that with room temp. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
The first thing I gotta go do is buy a microwave.
15-20 seconds is all you need.
Yeah, you know, I put ice cream in the microwave for 5 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It gets it nice and soft, and you can mix in all your toppings and get this nice consistency on your ice cream. It's still frozen, doesn't thaw it.
Really?
Yeah.
Never did soft ice cream, man. It's too close to milk.
Yeah, 5 seconds. 5 seconds is all I do. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. While we're at it, Devalogann, do you have a weird food thing that you do?
I eat.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's a perfect segue since food goes down your throat, which is attached to your neck. Let's talk about what's up next.
Oh man, he's getting ready for the torture episode next week because that was a stretch.
And look, just so y'all know, I wish the chat was showing. We did not plan that. That's how good me and Hannibal are.
Yep. He just threw it off the backboard and I just dumped that shit.
Yes. So we are watching bad comic movies, and we have a guest that I haven't told Hannibal about. Crimson 6062. I got your numbers wrong, dude. You know who the fuck you are. He's coming on, and he has agreed to watch all these bad movies with us. So, and I'm trying to remember the list. I didn't write it down on my thing.
I got him. All
right.
So for next week's episode, which will also be our 50th episode, guys, that'll be fucking other way around. There we go. 50. That'll be our 50th episode.
I'm gonna put it out there now, fellas. If y'all need a fourth for that torture episode, I'll get in on that, man.
You want in?
All right. Now you say that now, but I haven't told you what we're watching. So for the torture
listen
episode,
to the list.
Monty and I are going to be watching bad comic book movies. I forget which one of you bastards suggested this. I'm a little agitated because we just finished watching 9 Spider-Man movies, which was fine. You know what I'm saying? Which was fine because they're it's a decent collection of movies. You know, and then we got to turn around and watch like 6 bad comic book movies, which Monty has already watched. So Monty has watched like 15 movies in like 3 fucking days. And the movies we have to watch that you guys voted on is we have to watch both Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movies and the Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four movie that came out a couple years ago, in addition to Ang Lee's Incredible Hulk movie. I'm sorry, Ang Lee's Hulk movie, Howard the Duck, and Son of the Mask. They made a sequel to The Mask called Son of the Mask, and I didn't like The Mask. Yeah, so off the rip, if anything that says starring Jamie Kennedy, I already don't like it. So
yikes.
I
still get in on that with y'all, man. It's 50.
Yeah. And look, 50, I won't say it here. I'm gonna talk to you about some stuff we can do to make the 50th episode awesome. And just so you shitheads know, my idea involves the pre-show, so you might want to hit Patreon up. Like $2 gets you in on those pre-shows, and you help grow this show. Yeah. And it will help us stop having these technical difficulties because our goal now is a new computer to run the show.
Yeah, the next thing that we get for the shit show is a new computer because Monty and Zoe be just going through it and they just be like Zoe was so upset today that she just walked off and she was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Done.
That's exactly what she said. She walked off just like that. And she's like, I'm going to a whole nother fucking state, Daddy. I'm going with my mom. We're going to a fucking amusement park. That's what she said to me. And I was like, I'm sorry. Go. Because, you know, I'm a weak parent.
Oh, y'all got an LLC. Hey, hit me up offline, man, about that computer.
All right.
I thought I had a random thought, and it's not something that I can say on the air. So you just hit me up offline.
Will do. Yeah. Will do. All right. So that's what's coming up next. That is next week. and so it should be good times. And
it
we're
will
working
not
on
be good time because we have to watch those. Well, I'm sorry, I have to watch those movies because the fans have decided those are the movies that we got to watch. So
yeah. I am currently, I'm over the big bubble of rage of having to watch them, but I am boiling with the desire to get that out and vent about what I watched.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I haven't seen it in a long time, but when I did see it, I remember thinking Rise of the Silver Surfer, the second Fantastic Four movie, was one of the worst comic book movies I had ever seen in my life. Now, I don't know if I'm going to feel like that after watching. Hey, who said that? The Geek Room. Shout out to the Geek Room. Gave us $5. Hold on. And the Geek Room said, while I pull it up on our motherfucking Streamlabs, he said, here's to the new computer. Thank you, the Geek Room. Frank, Brand, Billy, and Anna?
Yes.
Anna. Gotcha. Okay, I was right. I felt like I was about to say Frank, Brand, Billy, and Anal, and I was like, that's not right. That's not right at all.
That's wrong. The words of Hannibal on Hannibal and Monty Shit Show do not express the opinions of Monty of Hannibal and Monty Shit Show.
Well, I caught myself. I recognized that it wasn't Anal. So just like, Yeah,
yes. So thank you for that.
I apologize. If that is you, I apologize. If it's Billy, Brand, or Frank, then I know you guys are chuckling a little bit.
All right. So yeah, that's coming up. And also with Rise of the Silver Surfer, there is we got a special treat coming that will either be part of the episode or it will we'll make it live right before we go live.
So we'll do it live.
Yeah. There will be there's something special coming based on that movie. So get ready for that. And then in August, we're still planning August. So on the 50th episode, we'll lay out everything we have coming up in August. Yeah. And also, if you'll notice the Streambot tweeting out how to grade movies. You can submit your grades and they will show up. We'll be able to pick them up and add them to the Ultimate Comic Movie list as we go through these movies. But please only grade them if you've just recently seen the movie. Like if, don't just throw a grade out like, fuck that movie. Like,
yeah. And don't
keep this list accurate.
Yeah, and like don't do that thing where it was like, oh, I saw this movie when I was 10 and I really liked it, so I'm giving it an A because I liked it when I was 10. First off, lots of shit you like when you was 10 is really trash. All right, like fucking shout out to Silverhawks. All right, like there's a lot of shit.
Thundercat.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit we like when we were 10 that just like it's trash now. So don't do it. So like just try to be fair with it.
Yeah, and.
Coming up, Superman 3 was my favorite Superman.
Oh,
wow.
I am sorry. Because it had Richard Pryor in it, huh?
Because I was 5.
I was about to ask if it was Richard Pryor.
And there was a part in that movie where Superman turned into like an Atari video game, which I was all about that life at that time.
See, for me, it was Richard Pryor. I have the same memories of Richard Pryor in that movie because of Richard Pryor.
So
it was because my parents would not let me watch Richard Pryor otherwise. This was a Richard Pryor movie I could watch.
Yeah,
my dad was just the opposite. He had access to all of the Red Fox and all of that stuff early.
Yeah. Oh, my brothers would let me watch it, but that was my brothers. So shout out to my brothers on that. But to keep this shit moving, I guess I only got one question for you, Hannibal. So let me go to that question.
What's up, nigga? You want to talk some shit?
Yes. Yes, I do want to talk some shit. I have been timing my rant for Spider-Man 3, and I got it just under 3 minutes.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. But before that, just to give y'all one segment, we got a weekly Amazing because it's been a while. We haven't done an Amazing since I went to France. So let's do one quick Amazing. See what Jesse Lee Peterson was talking about this week.
It's amazing. Racism has never existed. Amazing. A dirty woman. She went on to say, this is a president, I don't know why they took that out, but who grabbed women's pee.
Oh, he did.
You know what a pee is, Joe? I bet you do. He said, I know what a pee. I bet you do. Black people may not know history, but they know what a pee is. I may not know algebra, but I know what a pee is.
I don't know algebra either.
It's going to be
amazing. Amazing. Baby.
Yes. George fist for that one. Yes.
Let's back it up a little bit. I may not know algebra. The fuck is algebra?
I don't know that shit either.
He said, "Hey, Blast might not know history or algebra. You know what I'm saying? Algebra is Algero's cousin. If you didn't know, right? You might know history or algebra.
Yeah, the maker of the famous Gene line, man. Algebra.
There you go.
New Orleans hero, man.
Jesse.
Jesse
Penultimate.
And look,
Penultimate just earned some plunger points. He put algebra. Yep. Plunger points.
Yep. Can that dude win like a spot on the show or something? Like he done wrote enough material for.
I know.
A billion shows.
No, and look. I want to put this out there now so that we don't get people upset about plunger points. When the Golden Turds roll around and we award Shithead of the Year, once that's done, we're gonna reset the plunger point board, and there'll be some rules and some bonuses and stuff for. We'll break it down as we get closer, but the stage will be cleared, so everybody will start fresh. Just for newer shitheads coming in.
That's for all shitheads. That's not penultimate. Everybody's looking for reset.
But I'm confident that penultimate can catch back up and get that lead. Like if I wipe it and penultimate comes back up, y'all gotta step up your game.
Yeah.
Not that y'all aren't doing enough. Y'all are awesome.
Everybody's killing it, man. But penultimate, man, I think he's a ringer.
Yeah, he goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah. Like, I think penultimate showed up. We had a flat tire the other day. I think that was him that stopped to help me fix it.
He goes above and beyond. He came and fixed his tire and brought 2 Popeye spicy chicken sandwiches with him.
Oh man, that's a saint right there, son.
He's going above and beyond all the time. Yes, I'm ready to talk some shit. Let's do these fucking movies.
All right. So, and I don't have the dates because I prepared everything except for looking up the dates of these fucking movies.
I got you. I'll get the dates. Do you need the year and the you want the actual date or just the year?
I'll take whatever you got. We know this next one came out in 1977, which is a great fucking year, by the way.
I got you. 1977. Yeah. So,
and wait, before we go into it, when we start, and I picked Hannibal to go first because Hannibal is the more long-winded of the two of us, more likely to run over the 3-minute allotted time that we have.
What are you saying, Monty? I don't understand your implication.
I'm saying, like I say all the time, I always give the example of I will call you to talk about some show shit. As soon as you answer, you go, "What's up, Monty? Hang on, let me tell you this one thing real quick." 30 minutes later, you're finishing. Then I tell you about what I called you. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, that's not an exaggeration. And here's the worst thing. People will literally call me simultaneously for me to keep them awake or to put them to sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna see what happens if Hannibal goes. Once he gets to 30 seconds, there will be a sound, and once his 3 minutes is up, there will be another sound. That second sound means shut the fuck up. All of us should be familiar with that sound if you don't know what it is, but we'll see. So here we go. So I'll let you tell me when you want me to start your time. I know you can give some facts.
Right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I say this movie came out September 14th, 1977. It was a made-for-TV movie that was Spider-Man. All right, so they made a Spider-Man made-for-TV movie, and you can start with time.
Here we go.
All right, so the last time we actually reviewed this movie a couple months ago when we did our superhero origin story episode with me, Monty, Ben Cosworth from the Creole Alliance, and Ace Wonder. So we already talked about this movie, and I rewatched it earlier today. And when I watched it before, I gave this movie a D+. I am revising my grade now.
Gotta go
I'm dropping it to a D-.
Oh,
I'm dropping it to a.
You gotta go lower.
Yeah, I'm dropping it to a D-. And the only reason it doesn't get a complete F is because of the music. Now, let me tell you guys ahead of time. If you're gonna watch this movie, the only people that should watch this movie are Spider-Man enthusiasts that are also potheads. If you are high and you love Spider-Man, this movie is incredible. If you are not that exact specific combination of people, this movie is awful. Okay? Like, the main bad guy uses mind-controlling commemorative pens to get people to commit crimes. Okay? Peter Parker is obviously 30 in this movie. There's a scene where they're handling, like, Peter and one of his friends are handling radioactive material, and they're using like the claw machine from like the old arcades and shit. There's a scene where Spider-Man gets bit on the hand and he gets his powers. It's funny because we see Peter Parker reach behind a machine and he gets bit. And then we don't actually see the spider. We see the spider walk behind something, and then we see Spider-Man we see Peter reach behind something, and then he pulls his hand back, and it's like, oh, I must have got bit, right? And all I could think to myself was, did they have trained spiders on set when they did this shit? Because I'm like, I can't imagine that they trained the spider to walk behind this thing, or did they have multiple spiders that were on set, like movies that have babies? You know what I'm saying? Do they have multiple spiders like they have babies? And then what happens to the spiders that they can't get back? Do they just have a bunch of loose spiders walking around the set? This movie is incredibly bad. There's a scene with Spider-Man using his powers and he's swinging around some trees and shit. And it's basically using kite string. It's so bad. There's a scene with Peter Parker rescuing a mind control person from committing suicide by jumping out of a building, and he brings the dude higher up on that same building. It was like, hey, I know you almost killed yourself with a shotgun, so I'm gonna give you another gun with extra bullets on it. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing I gotta say is, there's after getting injured in a fight with roof ninjas, Spider-Man swings away. I had this last thing I wanted to say. Look, he gets in a fight with roof ninjas, and he swings away to hail a cab. The cabbie says, rejects him, and then instead he just jumps on the back of a dump truck. And I'm like, why'd you jump on the back of a dump truck? You literally would swing away. You were swinging just now. The movie's terrible. And
no, that was because he got burned. He got burned because they hit him with the flamethrowers.
But what does that have to do with him being able to swing, though? It didn't affect his wrists. His wrist was fine. The movie, look, listen, if you're not a pothead that's also a Spider-Man enthusiast, this movie is awful. But if you are that combination of things, the only thing that's good about this movie is the music. I give it a D-.
They shot the flamethrower at him, and then he launched to the building, and he hurt his arm. He couldn't swing away.
There you go.
He was holding his arm the whole time. He's like, "Come on, I'm hurt. I'm hurt."
All right.
Let me tap. The dude was like, "No." No, I'm not letting any freak named Spider-Man into my taxi.
Yeah. So, all right.
Who's next? Monty, you're next.
Yeah, I'll take it next. And
that's how we do because we're going clockwise.
Yeah. I probably won't need my whole timer for this because that's why I started it already. This movie is not great. It's not great. It's at all. I gave it a D plus last time we did it, and I'm sticking with the D plus. I think it's a D plus movie. I think it's a D plus. It's not great. I won't recommend it to anybody, but unless you're curious. If you're like, I wonder what the fuck that is, it's worth watching. If you're like, I wonder what this Spider-Man movie is like, give it a shot. Check it out. See what it's all about. Other than that, there's no reason to ever watch it. You don't need to. It's not some massacre of film, like something that ruins film for everybody. It just is. That's the problem with this Spider-Man. It just is. It's just there, and it just sits there. So the cab part is actually my favorite part. Because Spider-Man's like, he's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm Spider-Man. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm black. We both getting shot if you get in my cab. Let's go. You're the only person that hated more than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Like, I'm keeping it brief on that one. So wait, what was it? Garrett, I was trying to remember your rap name. I was going to call you by your rap name.
Little something.
Oh, yeah, something. What you got? You ready? You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm going against the curve. I'm going to say B+.
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, it was so funny, and there's so, many possibilities with it. I just kept watching it, and I kept saying, I could do this. And, I would love to do it. It would be incredibly fun, hilarious. I was thinking of the possibilities. It's so funny. Music was great. The Peter Parker, I love them so much. I really like movies. J. Jonah was off. He was all hated everything about that J. Jonah Jameson. But I loved that they kept focusing on, well, yeah, we'll add the subheader here. And they kept talking about the paper instead of just cut the fuck away. Nobody cares. About Robbie and JJ, yeah, well, we'll put the picture here, and then if we'll fit the subheader, it's this. And Peter Parker's longing to be a part of that process. Costume, literally, any scene when he's in the costume is hilarious. Fighting dudes, he's real slow, and then the scene when he's crawling down the wall and he keeps turning around and looking around. That shit had me laughing my ass off. It was so funny. So I'm giving it a B+ just because of how much I laughed and how much I enjoyed my time watching it. Not for the movie grade, but for how it made me feel.
Okay. So what's your movie grade then?
Fucking D, dude. Low D, D-. Film grade.
Okay. I will agree. This is a movie I will watch again because I enjoyed it. I agree with you there.
Yeah, the first time I watched this movie was when my studio computer blew up back in April, and I was heading to New Orleans to hang out with Ace Wonder and Monty, and I was high as a kite on the bus, and I watched that movie, and I was crying laughing. This shit is so fucking funny. Ironically, I was still high when I watched The Mask. Didn't laugh once.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, look, it worked out fine because I was cutting into Ace Wonder's time anyway.
Yes.
I was about to say, how does Monty's time run into yours too? I mean, how do you run out of Monty's time as well?
Yeah. No, it was still playing. It was one clip. So yeah, we'll run into Ace Wonder and then we'll discuss a little bit.
Good news is I was here with you guys the first time we did this movie, and I gave it a D+. Yeah, it was worse than that.
Oh,
You know,
oh,
yeah, I feel like it was worse than that. I've seen this movie twice now, and I promise you, I won't see it again unless y'all ask me to watch it again for another show. But I will say that as a guy that chops soul music for a living, I like the music in this, but that's literally the only thing I could take away from it. There was so many things in it that just kind of confused me. Like, you know, at a certain point in the movie, he meets the female interest of the movie. Like, he meets her in one scene, and they don't even know each other. And then they get into a car together, and then they go across town together.
Yeah.
Like,
They went to like a
after
fucking
meeting each other
Scientology
seconds
meeting.
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you can't look. That was them establishing that Peter Parker's game is so strong. He can meet a woman first day and say, "Hey, why don't you come check out this Scientology meeting with me?"
It's radioactive.
And she's like, "Yeah."
That's man. Nah,
That's
I'm not even
game
gonna
right
get
there.
into it.
That's game right there.
He ruined it for all the other Spider-Mans. But I gave it I'm gonna go down to a D.
All right.
For this. I'm gonna go down to a D for this one. After watching it that second time. Today I watched it, I was completely free and clear. So I probably was a little bit harsher on it today than I was the first time. But yeah, I go with a D flat.
And somebody said, Vapion said, "Thank goodness this movie's grade is a D minus." That was almost Billy gives Josie an A plus on an A plus level. He was talking about you, Garrett.
Yeah. Like I look every time I see Billy, we got to talk about that shit, bro.
When Hannibal sent me the list, he said, "Make sure you're grading it based on how it made you feel."
Oh, did I say that?
Yes, you did. You said.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're supposed to judge it based on what the movie is, not how the movie made you feel. Like the movie grade. I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. You know what? I must have been high when I was talking to you, Garrett. I apologize. You know what? The drugs are too strong. I apologize.
This is hilarious. This is it. This is so funny. I want to get like a 40-year-old dude and make Spider-Man like his friends.
Except that you would be doing it to be funny. Like, these dudes were giving it their best shot.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah,
it was their best shot, but it was their best shot.
Like they invited.
In the 70s. It was their best shot in the late 70s. They did what they could.
They invited family to the premiere of this. You know?
Yeah.
Come see this great thing I made.
Come watch this hour and a half of like really long, awkward shots that we hold on forever.
Yeah.
And
first screen time.
Yeah.
There's a scene in this movie where Spider-Man is climbing up a wall, and then this woman gets her purse stolen, and then Spider-Man's on the wall, and he's like, "Hey, stop!" And then the guy, the robber, stops and just looks at Spider-Man until the police catch him, and then as the police catch the robber, all like the purse snatcher, the woman whose purse was stolen, and everybody on the street is like, "There's a dude climbing the wall right there," and the cop refuses to turn around. It's like
it's not even Spider-Man doing it. It's Peter Parker in broad daylight on the side of a building. The dude run past. He goes, "Hey, you, stop!"
Hannibal, we need to recut that. I got ideas. I'd say it on the show, but I think it's something we're actually going to do. We're going to turn this into a skit. I got an idea.
We can do it. It's like the movie is so it's so bad, it's funny, and like I said, get high, watch it. It's hilarious, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that's why it gets a D and not an F, because you can still laugh at it at least. I've seen a couple movies on this list that you can't even laugh at.
This is true. I'd also like to point out that the ransom in this movie. That's hilarious.
I guess that means we should start moving to the next movie. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going till Mario dies.
I was gonna say I'd like to point out that the ransom in this movie was $50 million, but in Wonder Woman they only wanted $15 million. That shows you that even then, men make make more money on the dollar than women who do the same job. That's all I want to say.
Perfectly timed soundbite. All right. So before we go on to the next, shitheads, Streambot's telling you how to do it. I typed it once in the chat. Give this movie a grade if you've seen it. Vapion, I know you've seen it. You're always here for the movie episodes. I love it. But yeah. So throw your grade in. I'm curious to see what y'all think. I can't see Streamlabs right now. Hannibal's reading all the Streamlabs.
Yep, I got it. I'm on it now. Let's see what we got. Yeah. I didn't see it come in.
Nothing came in. Nothing came in.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, send us your Streamlabs so Monty can get a new computer for the show.
Yeah. And we 43 of y'all are watching, and I only see 9 likes. Is mine not updating?
It's not updating. Mine says 33 likes and 1 dislike. So the one dislike, hey, Jesus is Lord, or potentially G-Man, but probably Jesus. Oh, that's
Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Let me ask you a question. Who told you Spider-Man was a superhero?
Who told you red was a color?
Good question. Now, Hannibal, what's our next movie?
The next movie came out in 2002, and it was one of the inaugural movies to open up the genre that has become the superhero phenomenon. It is Sam Raimi's inaugural Spider-Man movie. It was released on April 29th, 2002. Well, it came out April 29th in the UK. It came out May 3rd in the United States.
All right. Awesome. There
you go. And Monty, you have the floor first this time. Yeah, What'd you think of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
What did I think of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man? I thoroughly enjoyed Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I thought this movie was fun. I enjoyed Willem Dafoe as the Goblin. I enjoyed Peter Parker or Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. I thought it was a good Peter Parker. I had issues with how some of the over the top was played out, but not so much that it really hurt the movie. Overall, I thought this one was a good movie. I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it to people. It had the colors, the movement, the feel of a comic book mixed with a cheap horror movie. That's what I liked about this. Like it had that vibe, which is in my opinion is a good way to do something like Spider-Man for the first time you're seeing it on a screen. So we haven't graded this movie since the first Spider-Man episode, which Garrett was on with us, or something. And it still falls in about the same place for me with how much I liked it. It's of all the Spider-Man movies, it's bottom 3 for me, but it's still got to be.
Okay.
So that's
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So there you go.
Because he's never gonna get to the point where he actually plays his music like that. All right.
Here you go, Hannibal, just for you. Come on, here it comes. There you go. All right.
There you go. All right.
So something. What you got for us?
All right. I'm giving Sam Raimi's Spider-Man an A-.
All right.
I think Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker Spider-Man, incredible. I think Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin was also an incredible choice. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was my introduction to Spider-Man. It's the first thing I saw when I was able to visualize things and be like, oh, characters like Spider-Man. And so it was coming out around that time. I was 3. And so this one stands pretty tall for me. The only thing I would change about it is the design of the Green Goblin. I saw...
Yes. Garrett, my guy. I fuck with you.
I saw some test footage of what they were doing with it originally, and it blew me away. It was like an animatronic mask that was skinned, and it looked awesome. It looked great. I was like, you could definitely definitely still had his little robot suit in there, some parts, but not all of it. It would have worked. It would have worked, and it would have been. So that's why it's almost perfect.
All right. I don't want to jump into your time. I want to talk to you about that when we discuss a little towards the end. But I got questions. But what else? Is that it? Is that all you have to say about it?
That's, on my discussion.
All right. Well, did the Goblin's appearance affect your grade? Is my question.
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. I have no questions then. I didn't mind this Goblin.
He gave it an A minus. That can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I loved everything about it. The glider, the suit, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin voice, because it was different than just his Norman Osborn speaking voice.
Yeah.
And I loved Willem Dafoe's embodiment of that character. He just portrayed it so well. It literally will go down in history as one of the that Sam Raimi really did something really good here.
All right. Awesome. All right. Fair enough. I accept it. And once again, we both came under time on it. Look, just for Hannibal, so he feels better. This is for you, Garrett. There you go. That's for you. Now, just so everybody gets it, Ace Wonder, it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Sam Raimi's Spider? Look, I'm gonna start your time right now, just so Hannibal.
No, all good. I don't think I need it all. But you know me. No. The first Spider-Man, I probably would have ranked this movie higher when I first seen it back in what was this, 2002 maybe?
Yeah. What year was it, Hannibal?
I think I would have rated it a lot higher because I didn't have any other perspective on it. But going back and watching it the other day, kind of having all the rest of the comic book movies behind me, I kind of seen a switch in the way that they made those joints kind of after the Dark Knight. And I think that the turn that they made after that just appeals to me more than the early stuff now. Because I see what you were talking about, Monty. I seen where they really tried to make it as much like a comic book as possible.
Yeah.
But for me, it kind of hurt the movie experience with them trying to. I guess it made it kind of campy to me at times because they tried to make it so comic booky.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it, and it had Macho Man Randy Savage in it, so that's worth at least a half a letter grade. Yes. So.
Yeah. Hey, anybody in the chat, give me some saw emojis for Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is ready.
Yeah. If you can find the saw emojis. But sorry, I cut into your time. Go.
No, you're all good, man. I gave Spider-Man 1 a C+.
Ooh, all right. Oh, that's you grade hard. Oh. Ouch.
Yeah, I would have rated it higher before, but going back and looking at it, another thing that ruined it for me, I didn't like Kirsten Dunst.
Really?
I think I didn't like her character, and I just don't like her. So on both accords, that it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And that's definitely something that I didn't pick up the first time I watched the movie. So maybe some life experience crept in there somewhere. I don't like Kirsten Dunst's character, so I don't know.
All right. Fair enough. That grade though. Oh, cuts. I'm curious to see where you go with grades moving on. I'm intrigued.
I agree with the review. The grade is holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's but you know.
All right. Hang on, I'm gonna start this over so we can keep talking. There we go. But yeah, the grade. We'll get into it. Let's let Hannibal start his. Since
Monty, did I get your grade? Oh, you gave it a B.
Yeah, I gave it a B.
Monty,
and look,
B.
This is for you, Hannibal. There you go. So you heard one for Daryl too.
I got you. Thank you very much. I actually have a fair file question for this as well, but I'll do it after we do my my thing. All right, so this movie is, and like everybody said already, it is literally a comic book that was turned into a movie. The plot, the dialogue, the characters, the looks, their motivations was all very true to the source material, or as close to it. It was very, very close as well as it could be. There's subtle nods to the comic, like Peter designing the classic costume on paper, or when he finds the man that killed Uncle Ben and he hangs from the ceiling in the classic Spider-Man pose. Even the Green Goblin escaping scene where he says, "We'll meet again, Spider-Man." Like, all that shit is like classic comic book shit, and I love that Sam Raimi maintained that shit. Even the music has a very comical, extravagant, even campy. Like, Danny Elfman did the music for the first two movies. And you know, and that stuff that, you know, is like, and what's going to make or break whether you like or hate that movie is going to be exactly that. If you like these elements, then this movie's amazing. If you don't like, if you like this style, then this movie's amazing or it's good. If you don't like that style, then that movie's forgettable.
Yeah.
You know, and for the longest time, I remember when this movie came out, not liking this movie, and I thought that I would rewatch it and also not like this movie, and that wasn't the case. I rewatched it, and I was actually like the things I didn't like about it are, I hated the Green Goblin costume. I hated the CGI roof jumping in the beginning. I still hate that shit to this day. I thought the scene where the Green Goblin catches Spider-Man and then negotiates a partnership instead of unmasking him, and he gives him a chance to think about a partnership was dumb as hell. You know, the Deliver Us from Evil scene with Aunt May is still one of the worst scenes I've seen in a comic book movie to date. Like, I hate that shit with my whole heart. But there are so many good scenes in here, like when Green Goblin, when Willem Dafoe is going all Gollum, you know, when he's talking to himself in the mirror.
In the chair.
That scene is fantastic, especially when you realize that all that's happening is one single cameraman and Willem Dafoe. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And he fucking sells that shit. Like, I think there's a lot of very deliciously dry jokes in this movie that work out very well. I think this is a good movie. And then you know, even though I hated the Green Goblin costume, and there's certain things about how he played out, at the end of the day, I thought that movie was really good. And one thing that we didn't talk about in that movie is the fucking hero song at the end of the movie. That's a great fucking Chad Kroger and Josie Scott had a great, like, what was the last superhero movie that had a song that was that big?
But you know, that was back at that time where they was still kind of doing that. That was right at the end of that, you know, where you had to have a big song for every movie.
Yeah. I you know what? I'm on the. Here's the funny thing. I agree with everybody's reviews here. I agree with what Monty said. I agree with Lil Something Something. I agree with Ace Wonder. I agree with myself, because I realized I just said 4 people. And but at the end of the day, I agree with Monty's grade. I gave it a B. You know, I think Daryl, I think Ace Wonder went too low. I think Lil Something Something went too high.
All right.
Me and Monty got this one right, is what I say.
Yeah,
but I understand Lil Something Something's A-. I understand Ace Wonder's C+. Because you like the comic book styling of the movie, you're gonna either love it or you hate it. Now, I have a fair file question for you guys. And with these movies, I'm gonna be doing some quick fun facts about the movies that y'all don't know nothing about. But let me ask you guys this fair file question. Fair or foul? Harry Osborn dating Mary Jane, knowing that Peter Parker has the world's biggest crush on her. Is that fair or foul?
Wow.
Look, if that's your best friend, foul.
Yeah, and I want everybody in the chat to answer this as well. In the movie, Peter Parker has the world's biggest crush on Mary Jane. And his best friend, super rich, super handsome, James Franco, he fucking knows this. Yeah. And he still busts a move on her anyway. You know what I'm saying? Is that fair or is that foul?
He does it in front of him in the first scene on the field trip.
Yeah.
I have one question about that character, actually. If he's all fucking rich and smart and handsome, Why is he just in like regular public school?
Because his dad wants him to build character.
And remember, James Frank, Willem Dafoe said every time he put him in private school, he would get kicked out.
Yep.
He says that as they walk into the museum.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. I be watching.
Yeah,
I be watching. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Destruction Inc. says file. Shout out to Destruction Inc. Kilo says file. Penultima says that's bro code. That's right. That is bro code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's bullshit. It's
Yeah,
bullshit. And then he hits on her using Peter's lines.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. He does. He uses Peter's nerd game to bag the bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's trash. It's trash, bro. Mike said
and these dudes didn't know they was gonna be enemies at some point.
Look, that's the type of shit that makes you enemies.
Yeah, that was it. He said, look. He said, you know what? You know why I killed your daddy? Because you fucked my bitch. That's what he did.
And there's the Batman with the fair. You know what? Hannibal, give the Batman 5 plunger points for being consistent. I love this guy. I do.
I got you. I got you.
I love him. You're consistent, the Batman. I love you.
There you go. But I just also want to let you know you just got 5 plunger points. Penultima already has 7. So I want you to know that, bro. So you know.
Why you always trying to start shit?
I'm not trying to start shit. I'm trying to motivate him. It's a difference. All right. Mike says it's foul as fuck. Friends shouldn't do that, especially best friends. Right, Mike? Take your plunger points, sir.
Yep.
And let's see. The Batman says fair because he's the Batman. Mistaken Reaper says it's foul as fuck. Spec says you know what I'm saying count is 6. 7. Wait, when that happened?
It happened.
Who's your atheist says fair because he had a crush for years and did nothing. Peter needs to shit or get off the pot. I disagree with you, but I like that you put 5H1T in there when you say it.
My thing was in school, like if your friend's into that person might as well have it. That woman might as well have a dick.
Yeah.
Like, we got that's the code, man. I know with us, that's for life.
Yeah.
That's off the game board.
Now wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
Move on.
Little something. What's your take on this? Because you're younger. You're slightly younger than us. You're like 2-3 years younger than us. So what say you?
It's like you can move on and be with like other people and then be like, well, you're dating someone now, so let me date them. No, man. At one point I was very interested in them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Off limits at all times.
Yeah. That's off limits all times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, and I'm going to say this, I'll give you all the quick facts so we can move on to the next thing. I tell people all the time, there are like 7 billion people on the planet. That means there's 3.5 billion men and 3.5 billion women, roughly, which means that there are literally millions of bad bitches out here. Why the fuck are we fucking the same chick? Doesn't make any sense. Is your game so weak that we got to have sex with the same chick? Is this really?
Yeah. If I or Hannibal ever ended up single, and then came around dating one of the other's exes, no. Why? Stop. No.
Throw the flag.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nope. Not happening. Stop.
Yeah. You know, and look, let's keep it 1,000, right? Like Mary Jane Watson had colossal levels of hoism at work. First, she cheats on Harry with Spider-Man. Then she starts flirting with Peter. Then eventually she tries Peter's stroke game at Harry's daddy's funeral. Damn hoe! Like, why is you doing so much? Like, back that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's literally at her because at that time she was still with Harry, and she's at Harry's daddy's funeral, and she's talking to Peter. So, like, yeah, you trying to go get some coffee? She hit that nigga with the Luke Cage. All right. That's crazy levels of hoism right there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. She always want to fuck whoever the most powerful dude is in the room. That's what she tries to do. Anyway, here are 5 quick facts about Spider-Man. 2002. First thing, Hugh Jackman revealed that he was supposed to have a brief cameo as Wolverine, and the only reason that cameo didn't happen is the day they were shooting the first Green Goblin attack Spider-Man scene in public. The cast, he thought they were filming in, they thought he was filming in L.A., not New York. So the Wolverine costume from X-Men got sent to the wrong state, and that's the only reason Wolverine wasn't in the Spider-Man movie.
All right.
Yeah. The second thing is the scene in which Peter Parker catches Mary Jane.
The lunch tray.
When she catches, like when he's doing the when they're in the cafeteria and he catches all of the food on the plate. Like he gets tripped and then all like Mary Jane gets tripped and like all her shit gets thrown up in the air, like the apple to lunch and all that shit. Tobey Maguire actually caught that shit. That wasn't special effects. They had to do that take 157 times before they got it right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh wow. When they did the upside down kiss between Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire says he almost drowned because the water kept going up in his nose during the kiss, and he had to do it over and over and over again. The scenes of the New Yorkers throwing trash at the Green Goblin and Spider-Man perched alongside the American flag were added after September 11th to reflect the city's sense of unity and patriotism. And the last fact is when James Franco, when they were initially shooting this movie, James Franco joked about Tobey Maguire having frog-like features. And after that comment got leaked to the public, Maguire and Franco have never gotten along since. So when you see them in the movie acting like they don't like each other, it's because they actually don't like each other.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And those are 5 quick facts about Spider-Man.
All right. Well, let's hit the next one because we burned an hour and we're 2 movies in, 2 of 9. So
Mother, holy fucker. All right.
Yes. Just a time check. So, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go. Tell us about the next one, Hannibal.
The next movie is Spider-Man. Came out in, trying to pull up the dates. You threw me with the time thing. I'm all thrown off right now. In June, 2 years later, June 22nd, 2004, the much anticipated and highly successful Spider-Man 2 was released. So Garrett, little something. What say you? What'd you think about Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2 is really good. I really like Spider-Man 2. There's a lot of, very memorable scenes in Spider-Man 2. The train, just anything with Dr. Octopus on screen. I really like how he looks. I really like how they did him. A lot. What comes with a lot of Spider-Man movies is like, how are they going to do his villains? And I think, of course, they did Dr. Octopus very well. I don't necessarily like the aspect of him becoming a good guy at the end. Like that kind of like throws it out the water for me. But like on terms of like a movie scale and like, the scenes, like the cinematography, how Spider-Man like acts in this one, because this is, of course, very different. And this is the one, I believe, where we get J.K. Simmons like jumping around in the suit, because Peter Parker's given up on himself. That's a, classic comic storyline of I'm giving up Spider-Man. Like, I'm Spider-Man no more, It's just too much for him. And so I think they do that really well in this film. So I'm giving this one an A.
All right.
All right. Fair.
All right.
All right.
Ace Wonder,
what you got for us?
Go ahead and knock that shit down. I already see it coming.
All right, well, this one I liked better than the first one. Actually, I enjoyed the news people. I actually enjoyed them in the first one too. Like the entire staff at the Daily Bugle, I kind of enjoyed. I know that's real small, but I found myself coming back to them a little bit. There was some cinematography in the movie that kind of threw me off. They kind of had a bunch of these Mars Attacks type camera shots, like where they would just have like
the fast
zoom in on one person and they just yell. That shit seemed kind of cheap to me.
That was that old school horror. But keep going.
Yeah, very old school. Yeah, I enjoyed Dr. Octopus a good bit. Oh yeah, I said that already. Something I didn't really understand about him though. Like this the glass bulb on his back. What was it? The applicator or whatever for the octopus arms or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's really high tech stuff. Like really worth protecting more than just like a regular glass bulb on his back. It feels like you would
Yeah.
Ed was talking mess at the beginning of the movie too. Like, hey man, I took every precaution, and he had a light bulb on his back.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. My whole point at the end of it all, I gave that movie a flat B.
All right.
Ace
Wonder grades hard. All right.
Well, no, but I get it though, because that style of filmmaking is you're gonna like either that's gonna make the movie for you, or it's not gonna make the movie for you.
I agree.
Because I think I enjoyed all of these movies more when I seen them the first time without having the other perspective, without knowing that comic book movies could be done another way.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying your grades aren't fair. I'm just saying you grade hard. Like I agree with your reasoning. Like, all right, that's the grade I can come to if that's how I felt. I don't feel that way, but your grade's fair. Like I'm not calling foul on any of your grades, Ace Wonder. I just I don't have the same ones.
He's done that to other people before. So all right, go ahead and start my time.
Oh, hang on. All right, here you go, Hannibal. Challenge begins now.
Yeah. So look. Let me start with the things I didn't like about this movie. I thought they did a little too much telegraphing of things to come, like the scene with Otto, like Ace Wonder was talking about, when Otto Octavius talks about, he said, "Oh, I got these cybernetic arms that's also AI, but they're controlled by this tiny microchip. But as long as I got this microchip on my back, I'm good." And you just know, oh yeah, something's about to happen. That's fucked up. They telegraphed it too hard, and it was like, Harry Osborn is like, my life is ruined. All I have is Spider-Man now. Like, it's just like some of it's real telegraphy and over the top. Peter and Aunt May just happened to be at the bank at the exact same time that Dr. Octopus was robbing it. I call balderdash. Spider-Man taking his mask off and then saving everybody on the train and then being carried like Jesus. And then the kids was like, "We found your mask." Like, how, nigga? It was on the top of the train. Like, the fuck out of here. I said those things to say this. Those are the three things about the movie that are dumb as hell. There are about 100 things about this movie that are awesome. And let's just start with the most obvious one, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. This guy is fucking amazing. And then when you have an actor like him and then you throw in like J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, it just ends up being really, really, really it's a really good movie. The opening scene, just when the movie starts and it opens with the comic style panels that tell the story of the first movie, that shit is beautiful. Fucking Ashley Larry yelling, "Hey, that guy stole my pizza." That's a great fucking scene.
Yep.
Like, there are some really, really good things. The Asian woman playing the Spider-Man theme on her violin was great. That led to a fantastic Bruce Campbell cameo. The elevator scene where he has to take the elevator down. He's like, talking to the dude. Yeah, he's talking to the dude, and then while it's happening, he's dragging his destroyed bike past a wall of Mary Jane posters, and it's literally that scene is symbolizing everything he lost, because he had just lost his day job and he just lost his bitch. You know what I'm saying? There are like the scene with Dr. Octopus having a conversation with the actual tentacles. It's great. I'm torn between giving this movie a B+ and an A-. So,
which one are you giving it?
I'm thinking about it.
All right. You're still thinking about it?
I'm torn between a B+ and A- because it's a damn good movie. That's it.
All right. Well, you just beat the timer. I will jump in and give my commentary. I'll just pull it back a little bit. This movie for a long time was at the top of the mountain of Spider-Man movies. Mm-hmm. I think of all of the ones up until the recent movies, this was the best Spider-Man movie everything about this movie. This movie is amazing. Every time I watch it, I forget how just absolutely incredible this movie is. This movie is everything about this movie, just from start to finish. They introduce people, they make you care about them, then they stick knives in that care, then they resolve it. It takes you on a whole journey. And I know we can give spoilers on here, but if you haven't seen this movie,
I ain't had no goddamn game.
We can hear you, Kanika.
Oh, all right. Look, Kaniqua, you can be on the next show. LA Anime, we'll have you on the next one.
Yeah, come be on the Torch episode.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know how to fit 5 people. But I'm fucking with my time. But I'll still make it. So, but yeah, this movie, for me is one of the absolute best Spider-Man movies. Wait, hang on.
Oh, I was loud.
Hang on a second.
Just wow.
There is interference in the stream. All right, there we go. All right, we got it. So, I'll go back. Wait. I'm going to skip it ahead a bit. There we go. All right. So, as I was saying, no, this Spider-Man is one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made. From villain to Spider-Man, everything about it. And it clearly establishes that you don't need to do an origin story to make a great movie. I think they could have started Spider-Man with this movie.
I agree.
I think you can watch this movie without seeing the first Spider-Man.
I think it would have been a better start.
Yeah. So that's why I give this an A, just a solid A.
Ooh, all right.
Solid A. That's what this movie gets. So there you go.
All right.
That's pull it back. There we go.
Look at it, you long-winded bastard, using up all that time.
Every bit of it.
It's funny because it's not true.
I know.
You know, that's why it's why it works.
I love it. I love it. Oh, did I unplug myself?
No, you're still. We can.
All right.
Well, we can still hear you. I don't know if the. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Once again, I agree with everybody's reviews and grades of this movie because I like Spider-Man 2 is a very, very, very good movie. It's a very good movie.
I think if they did a Dr. Octopus, I think same style of movie, same everything. If they did a Dr. Octopus like they did it in the PS4 game, masterpiece.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that they did a good job with a lot of the casting in these early movies. Like I said, I mean, for me personally.
Just book you, Ace.
I think Dr. Octopus was really good. I really did like Alfred Molina's Dr.
Thank you, Hoosier Atheist.
Me too.
Thank you.
Me too. I liked him and I liked William Dafoe.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't feel like they dove as deep into letting him really just get loose as they did with Dr. Octopus.
Oh, and Kilo, y'all are come through.
I got you.
I'm the Streamlabs.
I'm checking them out now. I am checking them out now. Let's see. Hold on. My Streamlabs is refreshing. Hoosier Atheist says $20 just because. Thank you, Hoosier Atheist. You know, which that is a fantastic name for somebody from Indiana. It's like if you're a Hoosier fan, Hoosier Atheist. Nobody? Yeah, I thought it was clever as hell.
No,
I remember the day I realized that's what your name was, and I was like, "Damn, that's a good ass name." I'm being lazy, just being Hannibal. I didn't even realize it. Kilo says, "I love this show, so take my money." I also just want to take a moment to point out that Ace is one handsome mofo. You know what? Ace doesn't need anybody else to tell him how good looking he is. All right, he knows already. He's known for quite a while.
Look,
says,
hey man, if any, could I give that person like 5 plunger points?
Yeah, you got points to give
that
out.
30 I was holding on to.
Yeah, give them out. They're yours to give away.
There you go.
There you go. See, you just got 5 more points.
Who said that? Kilo? All right, let me write that
Kilo.
down. Gotcha. I'm instead of doing 5 quick facts about this movie, I'm gonna keep it streamlined so we can keep it moving. Couple of quick facts about this movie. Stan Lee originally filmed the cameo of him being the guy, hey, Spider-Man stole that guy's pizza. But because of problems with the shot, it was refilmed with Ashley Larry instead. Willem Dafoe was not originally supposed to return for this movie, but he happened to be walking back to his apartment one night and saw the cast and crew filming nearby. He stopped by to say hello, and then Sam Raimi decided to give him a cameo in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right.
Tobey Maguire almost wasn't in this movie because he was suffering back pains. He injured his back while filming Seabiscuit. The film starring BoJack Horseman, and Jake Gyllenhaal was lined up to play Spider-Man. And
sorry, I didn't go far back enough.
No, that's okay. And had already begun preparation, but Tobey Maguire was able to, so when he does the scene when he falls and hits his back, like he really was like he ad-libbed that line because he really fucked his back up. And the scene where they show Dr. Octopus getting the connecting the octopus tentacles to his back, and you see the needles going in his back. Those were actual needles they inserted into Alfred Molina.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yep.
All right. Well, tell us what the next movie is.
All right, the next movie is, and they also, did you know they released a Spider-Man 2.1 with like a bunch of extra footage?
I did.
I think it's about 15, 17 more minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I guess. Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I didn't even know such a thing existed. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't know that. Yeah, so all right. And apparently they did this with a couple of the movies. All right, so the next movie is Spider-Man 3, which was released April 16th, 2007. Actually came out in the United States May 4th. May 4th, 2007. Ace Wonder, you have the floor first for this.
All right.
So, what'd you think about Spider-Man 3?
Knock this right out. In short strokes, I'll just tell you that the movie was going along okay for me until he got the symbiote on it and his behavior changed. Everything kind of went completely south for me after that. Like the scene in the bar where he starts dancing on the bar and doing the whole thing. That whole thing played out to me like The Mask if they didn't have Jim Carrey. If you could imagine what that movie would be in that case.
Son of the Mask.
Oh yeah, I guess we got to get to that next week. Yeah,
continue.
I wouldn't. Once he started dancing, man, I was pretty much out of it at that point, and everything kind of went bad for me. I still did enjoy parts of the first half of the movie, so I'll give it a C-.
All right.
Ace.
Wow.
C-.
This is going to be an interesting list. And look, I want to say Ace Wonder didn't even use half of his time. Next up is Hannibal the Beat Animal. Let's see what Hannibal can do on Spider-Man 3. You ready for this?
I'm about to get. Let me say these words first. I called Monty and said, I think I need a What's Eating Hannibal about Spider-Man 3.
Hang on a second. Give me 1 second. I can do this quick. And look, y'all forgive me. I'm talking to the people on the show right now.
Oh, got you. I got you.
I'm about to say, while you do that, I'll say this, Hannibal. This
Ace,
movie kind of...
Ace, I need you to pad for me. Talk more.
Yeah, no problem, man. The plot of this movie kind of reminded me somewhat of aspects of Superman 3. Not to go back to that again. But you know how in parts of Superman 3 turns into the bad Superman for a while, starts doing things, and he's got to find a way to get back.
Yeah.
I said another thing is I watching the movie. I remember thinking it was cool that Topher Grace was in the movie when it first came out. Watching it back, I didn't really like him as Venom. I think he might have been a good choice for Spider-Man, actually.
So he actually was the original choice for Spider-Man, and he turned it down because he didn't want to walk away from that '70s show. And then here's the real kick in the nuts. He ended up walking away from that '70s show so he could play Venom.
I guess once he realized he had messed up.
Yeah.
That's when Tobey Maguire realized he fucked up. All right. All right. So, Hannibal, I got you covered now. So,
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Oh, shit. Hang on.
Oh, let that shit run.
Wait. We're going to let it run the right way. There we go.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah, that's it. OG, original gangster.
Ready.
Women drivers, people who talk during the movie, customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA. They shit on Chicago. They shit on Miami. They shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers, Atlanta Falcon fans, possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians. They hate the South. They hate the rain. They hate the snow. They hate murder. They hate crime. They hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning. They hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons. Blithering idiots. Humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
The name of this What's Eating Hannibal rant is why Spider-Man 3 is trash. Start my time, Monty.
All right, go.
The movie starts with Mary Jane singing. Trash. Second, the Venom meteorite happens to land 100 feet away from Peter and Mary Jane while they're on a date. Trash.
I didn't notice it.
The air fight scene between Harry and Peter. Peter loses his engagement ring in midair. There's no fucking way in that shitty CGI midair fight scene that Peter caught that falling ring. Trash. Then at the end of that fight, Peter knocks this nigga the fuck out. And then he brings him to the hospital. So did you undress Harry before you brought him to the hospital? Or did you carry him to the hospital wearing his Green Goblin costume? Because that costume is full of weaponry. Trash. Wait a minute. There's a scene where the black cop says, hey, you remember that guy that killed Uncle Ben? And James Cromwell is like, yeah. And the black cop is like, well, he just escaped from Rikers. And James Cromwell was like, and? Nigga, and? The fuck you mean? I just told you a killer just got trash. Right? Then the very next scene, Sandman gets chased by the cops, runs into a barbed wire fence, catches and uppercuts a German Shepherd, then climbs up the barbed wire fence unscathed, runs and falls into a giant hole, and the cops is like, where did he go? Nigga, he fell in the fucking hole! Trash. Then the people conducting the experiment are like, hey, there's a change in the silicon mass. Ah, must be a bird. It'll probably fly away. You were conducting a fusion reactor with a whole human inside. Trash. Right? Eddie Brock makes his appearance randomly next to Gwen Stacy's dad, the police commissioner, and reveals, oh, by the way, that your daughter that's about to die, I'm fucking her. Trash. Oh, wait, they retconned the backstory of Sandman accidentally killing Uncle Ben. Trash. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Dance ass scene.
Come on, son.
Trash. Wait a minute. Then Peter's like, oh, y'all gonna do a trash ass dance scene? Well, I'm gonna do a trash ass dance scene in the street. Trash. Then he did another dance scene at a fucking jazz club. Trash. The entire bell tower Eddie Brock scene is ridiculous. Why is Eddie Brock there at the same time begging Jesus to kill Spider-Man, and Spider-Man happens to be at that same bell tower that happens to be the only thing in the fucking city that can destroy the Venom symbiote? That whole scene is trash. Venom and Sandman meeting up to eliminate Spider-Man is trash. How the fuck did Venom find Sandman in the first place? Him writing in the webbing, Spider-Man must stop us if he can. Trash. I have so many problems with Bernard the Butler. Fucking first off, all of a sudden he's an amateur coroner / crime scene investigator, and he reveals his speculation that Norman Osborn killed himself. Why the fuck have and why the fuck is Eddie Brock's teeth sharp all of a sudden? You know, maybe it's because he was eating all that trash. And the movie ends with Kirsten Dunst singing badly, and the opportunistic MJ goes out and holds out to Peter, thus ending with her in the arms of the most powerful man in the room again. Trash. Trash.
Damn.
And that is why I only took half my time.
Damn. And look at that.
Right there.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
He fucking nailed it though. He hit the end
Right
at
there.
the mark.
Yeah. Trash.
At the mark.
Trash. I had to cut two things out of it, but it's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. Like the first half of this movie is a C-. The end of that movie is an F. So I'm giving that movie a D.
Damn.
Yes.
That's
I
harsh.
gave it a D.
Well, look.
No, it's not harsh. It's just fair.
No,
That's
it's
a bad
not
movie.
harsh. It is fair because I will say, leading into my time. Hang on, let me start my time because
you don't need to set your time. You don't never go overtime.
That's a good handoff. One day I might. One day, look. If this was Transformers, I would go over. But I'm gonna go. I agree. It's not harsh because my grade is a C-. I'm gonna lead with that. This movie was, if you take out the 1977 Spider-Man, it is the worst of the Spider-Man movies. So I gave it a C-, which is 1 or 2 steps below a D. Or above a D. Yeah. Direction's wrong. And I can take time and do stuff like this. But as much as, and I'm going to take my time to gush over Venom a little bit. Venom is my all-time favorite comic book villain.
Really?
Yes. I absolutely love Venom. The minute I heard Venom was going to be in this movie, I got pissed. And when I separate myself from being a fan of Venom, it still makes sense because Venom, much like Dark Phoenix, you can't just put in one movie. That idea takes a bit of brewing. You have to develop that idea. You can't just boom, this happens, here's Venom. No, we're not Venom. Unless you're really good at your job as a writer. I have not yet seen the writer that's that good. That was one of my biggest issues, and one of the biggest problems with this movie is I think, and I could be wrong, we're playing the Amazing Spider-Man. I
was going to say that after.
I'm going to skip to where it was. No, there we go. You can't just skip to Venom and have Venom. You can't do that. And I think people saw Venom in a teaser and they're like, oh, there's Venom in the trailer. And they're like, oh, fuck, we got to put Venom in the movie. No, you don't. This movie should have been Spider-Man dealing with the symbiote suit. The end of the movie should have been him stripping the suit and beating Sandman. So, and look, I'll babble a little bit just so Hannibal will see me run out of time.
So you don't gotta do that, bro. You don't gotta do that.
But yeah, you got my grade. So that's me. Garrett, something. You got a little something for us?
Yes, I do.
All right. There you go.
This movie is dog shit.
Thank you.
I hate this movie. Like, if you ever wanted to sit down and put yourself through physical pain, sit down and start this movie, because I couldn't even make it 20 fucking minutes through it without saying, I need to turn this off because I don't want to watch it anymore. Like, I think the whole New Goblin aspect, trash. I think putting Topher Grace as Venom, awful idea. Look where that fucking let us. We had Skinny Venom, who kind of like ran around like, I'm gonna get this guy. I'll sure show him because my girlfriend fucking left me for him, and he's acting all like a freak out in public. Like he's literally being some weird dude out in public, and she's just like, damn, that Peter Parker really, she's got me on the line. He changed his outfit, and now I'm just in love with him. Like, everything, the Sandman's little GameCube graphics for the movie, awful. Like, they were just like, yeah, let's make the Sandman. I totally agree. How did Venom even find the fucking Sandman? Where,
right?
Like, it's very, very, very obvious that they did not get the same dude who played the bank robber in the beginning of Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just very obviously another dude. When they say, oh, well, that's the guy who killed Uncle Ben. I was 8 years old when that movie came out, and I was like,
that's not him.
This is bullshit.
Like,
yeah.
For the other stuff, I was 8 years old. I love seeing, I like the idea of seeing Venom and Spider-Man fight on the big screen. I really, really, really like that idea. And, you know, so for some parts of what it's worth, like, yeah, I got that, but, like, at what cost did I get that?
Yeah.
D-.
All right. D-. All right.
D-. I see. We are brothers. We are kindred spirits. We are bound by blood now.
I don't think this movie should exist.
Oh,
ooh,
damn.
Ooh, that's F territory right there. And I'm not mad at giving it an F because I thought about it. I was like, what level of D or F should this get? Like the scene where the cops pull Aunt May and Peter to the side and it was like, hey, so you remember how we told y'all this?
Wait, hang on. I'm going to pause for a second because I'm going to go in. I'm going to bring this into, we got 3 minutes to turn this into a discussion. So
all right, well,
this is a free-for-all.
I'm going to ask a fair foul question.
Ask your fair foul. And we got 3 minutes to discuss this fair foul.
Gotcha. Fair foul. And I want everybody that's seen this movie to give me an opinion. Fair
and wait. Before you do that, also, if you have seen this movie, please grade the movie. Streambot's telling you what to do, telling you how to grade. Send your grades in. And also, if you haven't liked this stream, click the like button. That's the easiest thing you can do. If you want to go a step ahead, you can share the shit. And if you share it, tag us in it, I will give you plunger points.
You will get 10 plunger points for sharing.
Yes, and keep in mind, I still owe some plunger points. I'm behind about 3 shows. So some of you looking for your plunger points, you haven't gotten them yet. You'll get them. So that's coming. And also, streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty show. Help us get a new computer. But Hannibal, take it. What's your fair foul?
So here's my fair foul question. Everybody that's seen Spider-Man 3 in the chat, chime in. Fair or foul? They retconned a backstory for Sandman to make him Uncle Ben's killer in the first movie. Is that fair or foul?
Timer starts now. Who's first?
You first.
Me first? I have no problem with it. I have no problem with retconning. Fair.
Okay.
That didn't bother me. I think it's fair. If you can retcon, wait, hang on. If you can retcon, and I'm not saying they did that here, but if you can retcon and make it work and seem like it fits, go for it. But take it.
If it felt like a nuisance, it felt like they were like, yeah, and we should make him Uncle Ben's killer too. And like someone in there was just like, dude, that's genius. Put it in the fucking script. Like, do you think anybody will? Probably not. We've got so much other shit that we're trying to cram into this that no one's gonna notice. No one's gonna fucking care either. And then, like, everyone was just like, you know, Because they even went as far as to reshoot like flashback sequences with this dude in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like
the dude from Wings. Get it right.
Dude, funny.
That's literally the only thing I've seen him in, and so it was the least memorable thing of probably my childhood.
he never saw Sideways. That's what that was. He never saw Wings or Sideways. He wasn't born when Wings was out, and Wings wasn't that popular of a show.
Yeah,
so.
Ace Wonder. What do you think?
I think Wings was a great vehicle for Tony Shalhoub.
No, I mean about the fair five.
5 plunger points for
I'm messing around.
Yeah, you got 5 more to come.
I guess fair because it didn't affect my grade on the movie, but I thought it was kind of cheap though.
All right.
I did notice. I just didn't care enough for it to. I think I was already not having a great time.
All right. So we got it all. Hannibal, you got the last 15 seconds.
You know good and goddamn well I'm calling foul on that. I ain't got to talk about it. That shit is dumb as hell.
All right. Well, what's the next move?
All right. The next movie, for you guys, I'll give you guys the 5 quick facts for the rest of these movies in the Discord because I don't want us to run more over on time than we already have. The next movie is the reboot of this franchise that came out July 3rd, 2012. So 5 years later, after Spider-Man 3, we got the Amazing Spider-Man, directed by Mark Webb, starring Andrew Garfield. Who's first on this? I think I'm first on this one.
You are first on this one.
Hang
on,
shit's next.
Hang on, let me pull it back.
Listen, you ain't got to do a lot for this one because I don't have a lot to say about this.
I don't believe you. I'm pulling it back.
Yeah, that's fine. Just you can start it now if you want. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
I like that this movie has a heavier, darker tone to it. I like the cinematography of these movies. Emma Stone does a great job of selling her chemistry selling the chemistry between Gwen and Peter, which makes sense because I didn't know this at the time, but part of my deep dive of facts was Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield started dating when they were doing this movie. Dennis Leary is great in everything he's in. And the library scene is the best Stan Lee cameo of all the cameos he's ever done. I think it's fantastic. Some of him, like the scenes of him gaining his powers, I thought were kind of trash. And there's a couple other things, but this has always kind of been a forgettable movie for me. Like it exists, it came out, it was cool, there's nothing bad about it. I gave it a B-.
All right.
That's it. I really don't have anything else to say about this.
All right. Well, I will jump in.
I'm torn between giving it a B and a B-. So I'm leaning towards B-, but I might actually give it a B because I like what they did with Lizard. I like that they made him, like, at certain points of this movie, it was a monster movie. And I like that they did that. So, and I genuinely enjoy Andrew Garfield in the Spider-Man costume. He's tall and lanky, and it looks cool. So I'm in that B minus range. I'm not exactly sure where I land yet. I'm gonna think about it.
All right. So B minus.
Well, I usually err to the higher grade. But yeah, that's it. Monty, you're next.
Yes. All right. I was experimenting, and you passed. I'm gonna start my time over because
you trying to get me to talk more?
Yeah, I just added you on to see if you would say more. And you didn't. You passed. I'm going to start the time over.
Yeah.
Because, look, my trick was going to be I was going to get you to respond to me and then go on for another minute and a half. Be like, or I was going to take your time and keep moving. But no, you got me. So this movie is really quick for me. Because I don't have much to say about it either. So, other than at this point in Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield was my favorite Spider-Man and favorite alternate take on how Peter Parker should be. I loved what he brought to the character of Peter Parker. It was different. It was not what we were used to. It was Peter Parker was still an outcast, but you see him and he's like, and you're like, this is not a bad guy. He's interesting. He's fun. Like
he was more of a modern day nerd.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He's somebody that you can hang out with, and I like that. And Spider-Man was over the top. His Spider-Man had more shit talking than the previous Spider-Man.
The quips.
But the movie itself, I don't think was done as well as the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Wow.
But I think this movie was fucking great. This was a damn good Spider-Man movie. All those things combined made for a damn good Spider-Man movie. I cannot put this movie down. I ended up grading this movie a B. Like I think I gave it a B plus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. This is B plus. Yeah, okay. This movie gets a solid B plus from me. This movie was like, see this movie. It's good. It's fun. You'll have a great time sitting there watching it. It's this fight that's playing right now between him and Lizard, where he fucking tosses Gwen out the fucking window, and he's like, I'm gonna throw you out the window now. He throws her out and thwip, like before she can even say okay. It's fucking great. And then this leads right into the Stan Lee cameo. Fucking great. B plus. All day long. There we go. So.
Said this movie put him to sleep with its mediocrity.
Wait, who said that?
Nope.
Hello?
Said Ben Meredith said that movie put him with its mediocrity.
All right.
Am I? Shit.
There you go. You're back. You're good. We got your back. I fixed you.
All right, shut the internet down. Awesome sauce. I'm about to say son of the mind groups. Little something. Devalogann. What say you, sir?
I'll say, when I was a kid, I was not happy about it. I was like, why? They should just keep making it. I specifically didn't want to see an origin story again. And I wasn't really too fond of the suit with the first picture of it being released. It was battle damaged. I was like, I kind of just want to see it in its full, effect, release it in a different way. And I like what they did with the Lizard. I really like the Lizard in this film. There's some stuff that I didn't like about him, of course, but I think that it paid off well. And then I didn't like how cool the Peter Parker was. Like he's cool. Like he fucks around with the bully. That's cool. And but like he didn't seem too outcast-ish to me. It kind of gave me like they were going for like an underplayed version of like the high school story, like just because he's smart, this one dude who's got all the fame and glory because he plays basketball at the school, he's above Peter in the high school food chain. And I don't know, that just that seems like whatever. So I'll say B minus.
All right.
All right.
Well, with me, I actually enjoyed this one. The first time I seen it, I don't think I enjoyed it as much because I don't think that I gave Andrew Garfield a chance at all. I was already kind of tired. Huh?
Yeah.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
I think Hannibal's timing out. Keep going. He's gonna
okay.
Round us out
a bit.
Okay, what I was saying is, I think I didn't enjoy this one as much the first time around because I didn't give Andrew Garfield a fair chance. I was kind of tied to Tobey Maguire going in back then, but having watched him again, like I said, again with that different perspective, I realize now that this movie came out a year after Dark Knight, and you can see the switch.
Is he back? Oh, you. All right. Ask you want the router. Wait. All right. Fuck everything.
You know what I'm saying? And then to my
people not shut up, man. People don't hear an audio. We'll check this. Hang on. All right.
Okay, I think they can hear us now. It's glitching out a little bit. Wait a second.
Yep. Test. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do a quick thing. Hannibal, are you thinking we're still lit? Hang on. This might fix it.
All right, guys. You guys let us know what you can hear or can't hear.
Test. Hang on a second.
All right. I heard Monty just now saying something from a while ago.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see on the stream if we got it.
I guess while we fill it in, you know something else I liked about the Amazing Spider-Man? I like the origin story.
Oh shit! I didn't. My shit glitched. Wait, my shit glitched out when you were giving your grade. What grade did you give it, Ace?
I gave it a flat B.
Okay.
Saying something from a while ago. Yeah. I'm waiting to see on the stream.
All right. They're saying that they can hear Monty. Penultimate says he's pleading the fifth. It's funny. I'm giving him plunger points for that.
All right. You know what? And I hate that this is true every fucking week. But an update fucked us in the beginning.
Yep.
Because what I just did was I minimized and then maximized the Skype window. Mm-hmm. And the stream went back to normal. So, there you go. Skype update. Because I got it right when I started. So, Now that we're there, let's get this fucking train back on track. Amazing Spider-Man. Next movie.
All right. So the next movie is The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which came out 2 years later. It was released on May 2nd, 2014. Actually, so this was crazy. This movie was released on March 31st in Japan, but then was released May 2nd in the United States. So they got it almost 2 months, a month and some change earlier than we got it here in the States. That's some shit we should talk about. Is that fair or foul? But, before we do all of that, that movie came out May 2nd, 2014, Amazing Spider-Man 2, with the fantastic Electro. I'm sorry, I don't do sarcasm well at all. Who goes first on this one?
I can go real quick, man. I don't know if it's my turn or not, but I can get that time out of the way real quick.
We'll let Ace Wonder go. I think it was me, but I'll give it to Ace. Then we'll go Garrett, then Hannibal. So there we go. What you got, Ace?
I think I watched this movie as a whole, and if Jamie Foxx's character had not been in it, I probably would have also given it somewhere around a B-. But I can't, with good conscience, give this movie anything more than about a C- because of the effect that his character had on it.
Oh,
and not even him, just character, the way they designed the character, the whole. It reminded me of a character he played in a movie. Remember when he was that musical savant?
Yeah.
But he was homeless. It looked like the same character, and it looked like he was playing the same character to a certain extent. I don't know. Like I said, I really just enjoyed what they had him do there. I'll put it that way.
All right. So what do you give this one?
C-.
C-. All right.
And I was disappointed because I liked the last one, so I was kind of hopeful going into this one.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well,
little something. What say you, sir?
So, I remember being very, very excited for this movie to come out. I loved the web swinging in it. There's a lot to like about this movie, but just as much as there is to like, there is that much to dislike. Again, I think it was shot really well. I think the whole making music thing when Spider-Man and Electro fighting was kind of weird, but it looked cool. I liked seeing that. It reminded me a lot of the Ultimate, Electro. So that was fun. But I didn't really like Electro. I didn't really like the Green Goblin that they did. It just kind of fell short for me. And then they showed the Rhino like he was going to be a bigger deal, and then just he was the last 5 or so minutes of the movie, and it, just kind of that all falls short for me. I think Ghost Dad telling Peter, you shouldn't date my daughter. They overplayed that one a whole bunch. There's special features on the DVD where they wanted to add his father talking to him. Peter with that Uncle Ben's grave, and then his father walks up to him and speaks to him. And it's just stupid. It's just you're trying to set up more than you should. You're only on the second film. Calm down. And so I'll just give this one a C. It's just at average. It's not something I'm gonna put on.
All right. Fair enough.
Who's going last? Me or you, Monty?
I guess I'll take it next since the order got all shifted.
We went counterclockwise on this one.
Yeah. So I'll go this time, and I'll just say I didn't hate this movie as much as everybody else did. I don't have a problem with the design of Electro when I separate myself from he looks nothing like Electro. I'll say that right out. He looks nothing like Electro. This is not Electro. This is Spider-Man 2's version of Electro. I can accept that. I'm fine with that. And Jamie Foxx didn't bother me as much as other people. And people like to label this movie as being trash. It's not. This movie was an enjoyable movie with some visuals that aren't as appealing. That's all that happened in this, because I thought it was cool the way it all played out. Like him dealing with Gwen Stacy. It started with Stacy, ended with Stacy. And I didn't mind the dad thing. Garrett, I think there might be some, which girlfriend's dad are you afraid of? Like, talk to me off stream. But I didn't see a problem with that. Like him haunted by the ghost of Gwen Stacy's dad, because that became a key point while trying to save her. When you separate the comics, we all know how Gwen Stacy dies. Separated from the comic, watching this movie, seeing Spider-Man kill Gwen Stacy while trying to save her was beautifully done in this. That moment, I feel something every time I watch it.
Oh, for sure.
And
I know a guy who has cried every single time he watches that scene.
yeah, I gotta give this movie C+ to a B, and I've been bouncing back and forth the whole episode. I think I'm leaning towards the B. It was well executed and set up from the beginning.
Like a B- or a solid B?
Oh, it's tough. You know what? I'm gonna lock it in B-.
Okay.
B-.
Well, if you had given it a B, we might fight. But you gave it a B-.
All right.
No, we wouldn't fight if you gave it a B, because this movie, like, so when this movie came out, you can start my time. I'm not going to need 3 minutes on this because I don't have a lot to say about the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. When this movie came out, one of me and Monty's mutual friends, old school, Brad, by the way, Ace Wonder, Brad told me, he's like, oh my God, I just saw Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it is the best of all the Spider-Man movies. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, Jamie Foxx does this and that. I was like, man, that shit sounds crazy. I can't wait to go see it. And I saw it, and I was like, man, fuck you, Brad. I'm mad at you for this. I remember almost hating this movie when I saw it the first time. This is not a hateable movie. Like, people hate the design of Electro, and there are reasons to hate the design of Electro, and I hate the design of Electro. But the design of Electro is not how I'm grading the movie. I'm not going to grade the movie based on the costume design, because I'm not a fucking costume designer. I've been wearing the same t-shirts for fucking like a decade now. I don't give a shit about clothes. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Foxx's acting in this movie was just, as Ace Wonder said, he's like the idiot savant from that movie. It was like he was rehashing a role that he already did. You have Emmy-winning, Golden Globe-winning, Academy Award-nominated actor Paul Giamatti being severely underutilized as a bit character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like they underutilized the shit out of Sally Field in the first movie, and then they made up to it by giving her more to do in this movie. Sally Field was great. Dane DeHaan, I think, was great as Harry Osborn. He was a shit Green Goblin, but he was great as Harry Osborn. Chris Cooper, in his whole 2 minutes in the movie, he was great. The Gwen Stacy death scene is fantastic. Like when Spider-Man tries to save her, and then the web turns into the little hand trying to reach and grab that bitch before she dies. That shit is beautiful. So this movie is not awful. This movie is not trash. But this movie is not good either. I gave it a C-. You know, and like Garrett said, I love the web swinging in the Andrew Garfield movies, because they relied less on CGI and more on actual people just swinging and stuff. They spent like $100 million building a rig or something just to swing around.
Oh, so, wow!
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a C-, and that's just because, you know, and some of the stuff with the Green Goblin, like when he becomes the Green Goblin, it's just dumb as hell. Like, it's just like, and there's some stuff they cut out of this movie that I was gonna save for the 5 quick facts, that would have made the movie a lot better. But
I would say this. I think it was the perfect opportunity to introduce the big, like, massive goblin. And they
All right.
That up. All right, they at least missed it. Not messed it up, missed it.
Yeah,
like
they missed an opportunity.
Norman, he could have been like, I'm sick. I need this cure. But the cure, like, turns him into, like, the big, like, massive goblin. And at the same time drives him crazy. He's like, I'm now healed. But at the same time, I am also this freak, like, this monster freak. Because, like, that the same thing goes with, like, the lizard. Is he was a big monster. And, like, you know, it could have worked. And especially with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I feel like it could have really worked.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're like Andrew Garfield is actually part of the reason that this franchise got fucked up, because he said some things about this movie that pissed Sony off, and Sony was like, fuck this guy, we don't want to work with him anymore. So, and the movies didn't do as well at the box office. So, you know, but Andrew Garfield, I'll get into that later. If anybody cares, I'll tell you guys about that later. So anyway, the next movie came out July 7th, 2017, right? July 7th, 3 days after the 4th of July, 2017, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. We finally get to see Spider-Man have his own solo movie connected to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think I'm supposed to go first on this one, ain't I?
Yeah, take it.
Shit. I think this movie is great. I love this movie. I love that the movie starts off. Like, there's two great things about the way this movie starts off. One, it starts off with us seeing the collateral damage that people have to deal with because of the Avengers saving the world. We see Michael Keaton, a phenomenal actor. We see him and his crew, his salvage crew, grabbing all of this equipment, and this is a big job for them. He spent a lot of money. He's got a lot of people he's responsible for, and then all of a sudden, the government comes in and is like, yeah, y'all don't got this contract no more. He's like, but what about my guys? What about my money? He said, yeah, we don't care. Take it up with somebody else. Like, right out the rip, we get a chance to see how they create villains. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that scene is fantastic in movies. Just in any movie that shows stuff like that. And then we cut to, you know, Spider-Man's Peter Parker doing his video diary, you know, about the events that led up to Captain America Civil War, and through that. That is a phenomenal scene. There's some great performances. It's fantastic. It has one of the better Stan Lee cameos. And it's funny. It's just a funny fucking movie. But where this movie suffers, and I'm not going to say, because I can say 100 great things about this movie, and then the few things that I didn't like about it are insignificant. This movie is a story that's already in progress. Now, for somebody who knows the Spider-Man story, just like Garrett said earlier, I don't want to see another Spider-Man origin story, because I've seen the story 100 times. But for people that are just discovering Spider-Man through the MCU, them seeing this story already in progress threw them for a loop. And then Spider-Man purists felt some type of way about Flash being Indian and Mary Jane being black. All right, they felt some type of way about that shit. So I understand the negative criticism. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. I really like this movie. The Captain America PSAs, like the one he gives in the gym, is hilarious. Followed by Hannibal Buress says, "All right, that's Captain America." I mean, he's probably a war criminal now, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, do some sit-ups. The movie's fantastic. I'm giving this a B+. I thought this was a really good movie.
All right. Well, there you go. You made it. You survived.
Yeah,
you survived the Mario death, and I will take it. I won't need all the time. Look, I'm gonna give myself a minute and a half. So, Homecoming for me, one of my absolute favorite Spider-Man movies. I agree that an origin wasn't necessary. I don't agree that I think anybody can step into this movie and watch it. I think Homecoming set up so that you can just walk in and go, oh, superhero story ongoing. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's Spider-Man. If you don't know who Spider-Man is, let's see what he's all about. And then this is your what Spider-Man's all about. I just love this movie. I love the journey that Peter Parker went on for this movie. I love that at this point they kind of established Tony Stark as the new Uncle Ben, and I didn't realize it while watching. Tony Stark was Uncle Ben right here. See, now I got to deal with it, but I don't have to rush. Tony Stark was the new Uncle Ben here. So that's what they were setting up for us. I gave this movie a solid A. So that's where I sit with it.
All right.
Yeah. So, Garrett, it's on you now.
I look, just for the record, I considered very strongly about giving this movie an A-. I teetered between B+ and A-. But when I looked at the movies that I gave A-minuses to, and I looked at Homecoming, I was like, yeah, Homecoming is just below those movies. But it is a fantastic movie.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, this movie's an A. This is a great movie. It really is. So I'm watching your time. It's looping right now for you, Garrett.
Y'all were talking, so I didn't.
Oh no, it's looping until you start. Like you're good.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I was very excited because I loved Tom Holland's performance in Civil War. I was very, I was very excited to see, oh man, Spider-Man's finally in it. And, we all know who Iron Man is. And so he was such a great, part of this movie. I love the boat scene when he's like, hello, Spider-Man. He's like, I got you. And this is the journey for Tony Stark to be oh, I actually am not just this narcissistic little dude up in the MCU. He's I actually am showing you something that I care about, and that's making Spider-Man better than me because he's smart. I respect this kid. He's doing what he's got to do. Tony understands loss. Peter gets it. They share so much, and I love that he's not good at being Spider-Man. I think about the Andrew Garfield one is that he's immediately, he's I'm good at it. In this one, Tom Holland is he's I'm getting it. And he's still, even in the sequel film, he's still not there.
Yeah.
But
no spoilers.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So I'm giving this movie an A as well.
All right. There you go. All right. And Ace
All
Wonder,
right.
You are up. Let me know when you're ready.
I started up.
You ready?
There we go.
He never get close to time. You and him don't never get close to time. You motherfuckers that shit was good. I gave it a B. Or that shit was all right. I gave it a C. That's it. Y'all really look, I don't need the appetizer. I don't need the drink, the desserts. Just give me the meat and the potatoes. That's all I need.
That's why me and Ace get along. But, it's on a different level than the way me and you get along. Me and Ace, this is what it is. If you want to talk about it, we can talk. This is how I feel.
Yeah. But I enjoyed this movie thoroughly. I felt like it came at a good time, coming right off of Ultron and then Civil War, which, it got way heavier, but at that time, everybody felt like it was real heavy, and then this movie came out, and it set a good tone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this movie, with their casting of Spider-Man, did the best job of making him an actual kid or a teenager, even though Andrew Garfield's pretty young, too. This dude just kind of came across as younger, a lot easier. Like I said, I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed him actually having to get to the level that he had to get to. I think I was a little originally thrown off by his relationship with MJ, but that's only because I kind of had a preconceived notion of what I thought it was supposed to be, and then it wasn't. So wouldn't count it towards anything. But thoroughly enjoyable movie. I gave it a solid B+.
There you go. All right.
There's something on the screen.
Wait, what's that?
There's something on like the screen.
Oh,
Is
VLC. Yeah, you got a VLC pop up.
Oh.
Yeah, well, they can't see that. Only we can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And look, there's a couple things about this movie that I think are just fantastic. Like, Donald Glover just being randomly in this movie is amazing. Which I don't like for everybody that didn't know this. Donald Glover's character in this movie is Miles Morales' Uncle Aaron in Spider-Man universe in Spiderverse.
Yep.
They want they're talking about making Prowler the villain for Black Panther 2, which literally just means that Donald Glover would be Prowler in Black Panther 2.
All right. I mean, that's cool. I'm just like, let's just get to the Shadow King already, okay? So we can let's just get to the Shadow King. Can we just get to this?
See, I've heard theories about Namor because they teased problems in the ocean. Wakanda versus Atlantis? Come the fuck on.
Man, what kind of shit would that be?
That would be fucking awesome.
That was the lead in? Nobody? Okay. What kind of shit would...
all right. I see what you did.
It's all right. It's okay. We all been here for a while.
I missed the handoff. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
No. It's okay. I'll do better next time. I love the montage scene of Spider-Man doing things after school, like when he accidentally stops the guy from getting into his own car. That scene is fantastic. Not only because it's funny as hell, but because it shows that he's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like as Garrett was saying, in a lot of these other movies, when these guys start to learn their powers, they kind of just walk into being Spider-Man. It's like, oh, I learned how to use my powers yesterday. I'm a hero. And it's like, this guy's like, I'm still learning my powers and I'm still fucking up.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
even in the Donald Glover scene, that character's like, you got to get better at this. What do you mean? I'm good at this. I mean, this part of the job.
Yeah.
You got to get better at this.
You got to get better at this.
Place.
Yeah. Like, that was a great moment. And then he's like, that'll wear off in about 2 hours. Like, no. Come get this now.
Yeah. But for me, the best scene in the movie is like Peter Parker asks Liz to the homecoming dance. He's all nervous and shit. He's super excited. And he's like, I got the date. And he's all excited. And he cuts to the montage of like him learning how to tie a tie, and he's getting the suit on and this and that. And he knocks on the door and fucking Vulture answers the door.
Yep.
Right?
That's dope.
And then they get in the car, and then Michael Keaton realizes that Peter is Spider-Man. And then when he's like, yeah, I need to give him the dad talk real fast. And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, yeah, I just saved your life. Now what do you say?
Yes.
That was the most real nigga shit I ever seen. Like, that shit in the Killmonger scene at the end of Black Panther is the two most real nigga moments in all of the MCU.
Yep.
Them shit is amazing. He was like, yeah, I just saved your life. What do you say to that?
There we go. All right. Let's hit the next movie. That was that was our time on that. The next one is we're getting there.
Next movie is one of, let's see, into the next movie came out. I want to say, was it Halloween? I mean, not Christmas last year.
Yeah,
is that what it was?
Did it come out for Christmas?
Yeah.
So the next movie, which I believe came out Christmas last year, I'm getting the dates right now, was, it says release date was December 14th, 2018. Right? It
was before Christmas, yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Who goes first on this?
Me.
There we go. We know who goes first.
With authority.
Hang on, get ready. You ready to take it? Hang on, let me back it up.
Ready.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Once you go,
I
you're right.
had never been so ready for a Spider-Man movie in my entire life. When this movie was like, yeah, we're making it, I was on board as soon as I saw Miles standing next to the fucking train and Vince Staples' fucking song was playing. I was like, this shit's gonna be awesome. It could just be about Miles and it'll be awesome. But then they were like, yeah, Peter Parker's gonna be in it too. And then they were like, yeah, Gwen Stacy. Then they were like, anime, Penny Parker, Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir. The casting in this movie is great. The animation is the best fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life ever. I give this movie a fucking A+. Like, this is like an incredible film. It like paved the way for animation. Every time somebody tells me a new fact that I did not know about this movie, I'm like, wow, that is just incredible. These guys really fucking outdid themselves here, and it's the lowest rated domestically. It grossed the least amount of any Spider-Man movie ever, and that's a crying shame. That is a damn shame. This movie is beautiful. The villains, the heroes, Miles. Oh my god. It was like, if you don't know anything about Miles Morales and you want something that's a little bit different than the comics, because it's so close to the comics, but it's just a little bit different. It's Miles with other spider people, and that's the best way to bring it in, because in the comics, Miles doesn't have other spider people at the beginning. When they first started doing Spider-Man, it was just he watched Peter Parker die, and he was like, oh shit, well, I guess I just got to figure this out now. But now he's got all these other people to help him. It's beautiful. It's everything about this movie's great. A+.
A+. All right. Noted. Damn, that was quick.
Yeah.
You beat the time. All right. Let's get Ace Wonder's thoughts.
All right. I also gave it an A+, as my previous grade.
Yeah.
And I basically agree with everything that something said, plus about 2 points. Wait, did I get that wrong?
No, you got it right. You got it right.
I love that.
All right, yeah, no, all respect. But I agree with everything that he said, and I just wanted to add 2 points onto that. Like, one, I felt like this movie did the best job of illustrating Peter Parker, his struggles, not with being Spider-Man, but just with his struggles with being a kid. Like, real deal adolescent, preteen struggles that he was dealing with. And I thought that was dope. And then, of course, I thought that the father-son dynamic of the movie was awesome as well. And then I said, and then everything that he said added into that. Yeah, it was an A+ movie for me.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Hannibal, what you got?
You know what, Monty? I'm looking something up right now, so you go, because I got mine is gonna be super short. Like, it might take me 20 seconds to say what I need to say about this movie.
All right, I'll take it. So we talked about Into the Spider-Verse twice, I think, on the show, and my grade still stands solid at an A+. This movie is one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen.
Ever.
And I'm withholding that until we get further. One of the best I'm gonna qualify it by saying one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen, possibly the best. This movie gave me everything I wanted. I still watching it again, and I watched this movie. We had to watch all these Spider-Man movies. I watched this movie again today because I had to be sure. And I don't know what. Yeah, I watched it. I watched it originally, leading up to confirm my grade. I watched it again. I'll just put that there. I watched it again today just to be sure. This movie is fucking incredible. I can't describe what it is about it. It's everything you said, everything Ace said so far. It's all of that combined with there's that something extra that you can't put your finger on with something that's great. This movie has it. Like that moment when Miles steps up and decides, like what we're seeing now, where he takes his leap of faith. When you look at the screen that's playing now. It's the Leap of Fate, and they do that one shot where Spider-Man is falling up because that's what he's doing. That is so intentional with with the flipping the direction where he's falling up, because that's what Miles has been doing this entire fucking movie.
Have you seen the script?
No.
They say like he leaps, and then it says like the whole inverted. They say, you know, it makes it specific to say he's not falling, he's rising.
Yeah. Yeah, he's falling up. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's same thing. Like that's, and I hit the thing, but yeah, A plus movie. What do you got?
Like I'm going to be extremely quick with my rating for this movie.
Test seconds. All right, hang on. 30. Here you go.
I don't want to do it with the music on in the background. It's going to put pressure on me that I don't. Just keep a timer on me. All right.
All right. There we go.
When we initially did, like last year, when we first started this list, we rated all the comic book movies that came out in 2018, and I gave this movie an A because it's fantastic. After rewatching this movie, I realized I made a mistake. This movie is an A plus. This is a movie that if you haven't seen it, you've done your life a disservice. This is the best Spider-Man movie ever made. It is the best animated film that came out last year, and it's the best superhero movie Sony has ever touched. This movie is fantastic, and there's a quote from the creators of this movie. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller had a goal for this was to inspire young people to become heroes and to inspire grown-ups to help them do it. And to remind us all that you do not need to be bitten by a radioactive spider to do your part. You are powerful, and we are counting on you.
Nice.
Period.
Awesome.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to give it the A plus. I had to give it one of my A pluses. This movie is perfect.
Who is Misael? Gave it an A. Like, who are you? Like, what? Why? Tell us why. You can't just, an F. You can't just drop an F and not say why. Give us reasons.
I would love to know. I would definitely love to know.
Cool, and I can't wait.
Yeah, like let us know.
That movie is fantastic.
And then a Spider-Woman film.
Yeah, the only way you get that movie is an F is if you're epileptic. That's the only reason you get a movie in F. It's like, I kept seizing up while I was watching this shit. Well, yeah, all right.
He said no. All right, we got that wrong.
F
because Hannibal's mic was trash. All right, gotcha.
Can you hear me now?
I think you sound good. Let us know if he sounds bad. Like, you can give Fs on that shit. Like, I was wondering.
Yeah. That movie is incredible. Like, it's all right. Like I said, it's the best Sony movie, best Sony superhero movie, best Spider-Man movie, best animated movie last year. It has a great message, and yeah, they killed it. They killed it.
And look, I want to say this. Even if you did give it an F, you would still be good. Like, you don't have to apologize.
No,
I just like to challenge opinions that I strongly disagree with. Yeah. Welcome. I don't know that I've seen you in the chat. Nice to see you.
Dragon in the West donated some money to us. Thank you very much, Dragon in the West. Always fun always great to hear from you. Says playing some games while hitting my bong and watching the shit show is the best way to unwind after a 9-hour shift. Thanks for the show. First off, you a boss for 9 hours. Like any job, a 9-hour shift is too many hours.
Yes.
I hope they are properly compensating you for your time, sir. Yes. And is there anything that we want to say about this movie? Is there anything anything anybody wants to say about this movie?
Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir is when I heard that, I was like, it's everything I never knew I needed.
All right.
That's real.
Yeah, that's true. He was perfect. All right.
So, do you know the whole thing about like Nicolas Cage like having to ad lib at least one line in every movie that he's in?
I've heard something about that, but I don't know a thing about it.
I wanted to know what it was in this movie because Spider-Man Noir has so many just like great lines. He had me just like laughing the entire time. They just said they let Nick Cage just go crazy.
Yep.
They were just like, just let him do whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep, they gave him free reign to just do whatever he wanted. And apparently the animators, this was the last scene that Stan Lee, or last cameo that Stan Lee recorded before he died.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a fantastic, like it literally hits you in the chest when you see it. Like
hurts.
especially because he had just died, and then you saw Spider-Verse, and he was like, "Oh, come on, man! You're trying to make me cry in a fucking animated movie. This is some bullshit." All right?
At the end.
Yeah, but the animators allegedly, I haven't checked this yet, but they say that in every train scene in Spider-Verse, if you pause it, Stan Lee is on every train in the movie. If you pause it at any point, Stan Lee is on every train.
When they
really,
that's what they say.
Ground. One of the guys that he's like, can you just like walk around us? Like Stan Lee is the guy who steps over them, and he's like, no, okay.
Yeah, I like that Stan Lee was like, hey, like Miles Morales goes to buy the Spider-Man costume, and he was like, hey, will this fit me? And he says, it'll fit you, because it fits everybody. He's saying it as like, anybody can be Spider-Man if they believe in themselves. And then he nods to the sign that says no returns or refunds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just if you haven't seen that movie, go see. Your life you are missing out. That movie is amazing.
The score and the soundtrack together.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. That movie made me start liking Post Malone. Okay, what type of crack cocaine did you put in my movie to make me like Post Malone?
Is Post Malone who did "What's Up, Danger"?
No, Post Malone did the song, like the song that Miles is singing in the beginning of the movie. Sunflower. That's him. That's him. And
Post Malone is also the guy in the crowd when Mary Jane is talking at Spider-Man's funeral, and Miles goes, "They're counting on me." And the guy that next to him that goes, "Yeah, I don't think they're talking about you specifically." That is Post Malone.
Shut up! Wow. All right, so you know what? I fuck with Post Malone now. That's all right. That sealed it.
Look at Posty. Go, Posty. Go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All this time I've been making jokes about him looking like if chlamydia became a real boy, and now I'm like, you know what? I had to take some of that back.
Why? He still looked like if chlamydia was he still looks the same.
Yeah. I know, but still.
It's still true.
Yeah. Like if herpes got the venom symbiote, it'd be Post Malone.
Look, but Post Malone, if you ever see this, we'd love to have you on a shit show. We can talk about it.
He will definitely not be on the shit show.
He won't. What if he does? What if he sees this and his management says, "Hey, Post Malone will come on the show"?
He has to do what only me.
But anyway, anybody else have anything to say about Spider-Man or Into the Spider-Verse?
No, so we can move into the last Spider-Man movie, which came out.
Wait. Stop. Before we get into the last Spider-Man movie, I am right now telling StreamBot to give you a link. And I'll keep posting this while we talk. It's a link to our merch store, which has some new shit. But before you click on that link, know that spoilers are ahead. If you have not seen if you have not seen Far From Home, I don't normally say this. Stop watching the shit show. Hang on. Yes. Stop. Just stop right now. Stop watching the shit show. Come back. Remember the timestamp you stopped at? Come back and pick this episode up after you have seen Far From Home, because spoilers are ahead.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna get really excited for this.
Yeah. Starting when you click that link. There's spoilers in that link. So don't click it if you don't want spoilers. Also, I'm about to put an image on the screen, so I'm giving you... Look, here we go. Here we go. We're going to go with this. I'm giving you till Kingpin punches fucking Miles in the head right here, which is like 15 seconds to click away. This is a fair fucking spoiler warning. Here you go. There you go. Spoiler warning over. So, spoilers ahead. We're about to talk about Far From Home.
Nice. Who went first last time? Did I go first?
Wait, before we get into it, I want to explain this. If you look in our merch store, we have got the spectacular web of Night Monkey. We have got mugs. We've got shirts. I think I did a bag. I don't know. If there's any other merch you want with this spectacular web of Night Monkey logo on it, hit us up and let us know. I can put it on whatever. But check this shit out. And extra plunger points. If any of you still watching, go to that merch store, which I'm typing right now. Wait, hang on. Streamlabs is going to let you know. Extra plunger points if I see it pop up on the screen while we're talking, before we're done talking about Far From Home, if you want any of that merch.
How many plunger points you want to give them? 100 plunger points?
For buying merch? Yeah. You know, if you buy merch, I'll throw up an extra 100 plunger points for merch.
Hashtag peer pressure. I like it. That's awesome.
Yes. So, yeah. So we're about to get into talking about Far From Home. And this was one of my favorite parts. I walked out of the theater and had this image right there in my head when I walked out of the theater. I'm like, all right, I have to make that. So there you go. There's your...
I got
and please sell some headscarves. I should.
Yeah, yes. we're gonna design some, so you can. And when I say we, I mean he's gonna design some. But you know, I will.
Penultima says, "Does my mug count?" Look, Penultima, you are getting plunger points for being the only person to buy from our Streamlabs merch store. Penultima is the only person to purchase something from our Streamlabs merch store. That gets him extra plunger points.
I'd have to be buying myself one of those shirts.
So yeah. We don't make that stuff. We get pennies off of it. Streamlabs and the shirt printer make more than us. But yeah, we get pennies. We get like $5 for each thing you buy. So
I'd be getting my $5.
All right. So
I went last time.
Devalogann. No, you know what? Devalogann, you go first. I want to give you the floor as the person here that is easily the biggest Spider-Man fan.
And remember, we talked about this earlier. You got 3.
I'm giddy with excitement.
All right, 3 minutes, and then we'll come back around with whatever we can. Here we go. Here comes your time. All right, go. As soon as you start talking.
Is fucking awesome. I love this movie. I walked out of this movie being like, damn, that shit cured my depression. I am no longer sad anymore because of how pleased with that movie I was. Last year on the show, every single one of us, we were like, Mysterio is the next villain we want to see. Little did we know, weeks after, they were like, yeah, it's going to be Mysterio. Guess the fuck what? I was like, how the fuck are they going to do that and make it awesome? Jake Gyllenhaal rocked it. Jake Gyllenhaal was so fucking good as Mysterio. Mysterio was so fucking cool. The illusion scene where Marvel Zombies call back, fucking Tony comes out of the grave in the Iron Man suit, going through all the suits and like the thing, being like, you know, like the Peter, you need to wake up. Boom! And then he fucking flies out of the thing. He gets hit by the bullet train after. All of that shit was so good. All the making the suit, him making the suit literally made me just go like, I can't keep up with how fucking cool this is. And then the whole like Happy saying like, you work on that, I'll pick the music. And then like he starts playing like I think it was Shoot to Thrill, and Peter's like, oh, I love Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like
Thank you.
And then like the fucking mid-credit scene. I had no idea what I was sitting through, and then they're like, yeah, the biggest news reporter, Daily Bugle, has the clip, and then fucking J.K. Simmons pops up on the screen and starts talking about how Spider-Man is a menace. I literally in the theater went, oh, holy shit, like out loud in the theater. And my brother was like, I got home and my brother was like, you keep bringing up the whole J.K. Simmons thing like that was your favorite part of the movie. Like that, like it's not that big of a deal. I said, Mikey, fuck you. I said,
we have to clip that out and just put that on the channel. That is amazing. Yeah.
Keep going. You got time.
Literally, and then like he's swinging around and stuff, and he's playing on his phone, and he's like taking pictures of himself. He's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling good. I bagged MJ from motherfucking other dude who aged 5 years. Fuck him." Like, you know, like bringing back the whole, you know, that is Tom Holland. I wanted to see Peter Parker kiss MJ, look at that dude, and be like, give me that. But he did it anyways, and he's playing on his phone. I got sidetracked. He's playing on his phone. He's taking pictures. I was like, it looks just like the game. It looks just like the fucking game. I was like losing my goddamn mind.
Can I just say that like whatever my what's eating Hannibal rant was for Spider-Man 3 did, like what I did with my angst and rage, he just did the opposite with his excitement. Like, I'm so pumped, I want to go watch the movie again tomorrow. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't gonna rewatch this shit. This is amazing.
Look, check it out. I'm gonna do you one better because I just seen this movie today, and I'm not gonna mention how I seen it. But I will just say that I don't want to offer a grade on it based on how I seen it today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dedicate my 3 minutes back. It's a little something, so he can give us a report.
Turn up.
Phil Oliver Holmes got a Hannibal and Monty Civil War shirt. All right. You still get your plunger points for that. I'll take it.
Yep. Phil Oliver Holmes just got 100 plunger points.
Write that down, Hannibal, so I don't forget.
I'm writing them down. I've been writing down you guys' stuff all show, and you guys are definitely getting. I'm definitely racking up these points for you guys. You guys are going crazy right now.
Yeah.
And you know one thing that got to me personally about the movie, and it's nothing bad about the movie. It's just like when you're watching it and you're making, you know, how people speak to the screen sometimes. Like when I got those glasses, if I was Spider-Man and I got those glasses from Tony Stark, I never give those glasses to anybody else under any circumstance.
That was definitely done specifically so like we need to advance the plot.
That's why Tony Stark. That's why Tony Stark would never picked.
That's over with.
Yeah.
We need to reveal that Mysterio is a villain because for some reason people just don't know.
Yeah. So that's why Tony picked Peter Parker, because, you know, that's the type of guy Parker is, I guess.
I like how this movie somehow, like, I'm trying to think of the word. I don't know why it's leaving me. This movie like was like confirmed that like and at the same time, like unconfirmed that there's a multiverse, because they're like, oh, in the trailer they're like, this is Earth 616, and I'm from Earth fucking BBJ, but then, like, in the movie, you find out, like, oh, he's just fucking around, like, and they totally believed it. Like, Mysterio is not just, like, one guy. He's, like, a full team of guys.
Yeah.
He's, like, this one dude just wrote this bullshit story, and they fucking believed it. Like, got him, and, but, like, and then, like, they just, like, they're like, yeah, so the multiverse isn't real. But then, like, somebody had to come out and say, no, the multiverse is real. Like, we were just fucking around. We were just fucking around and saying it in this.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I think the MCU really needed this splash, man. Like, going into this next phase, they needed this going forward.
It goes back to the point that you said earlier, Ace, is it brought back... It came back on a high note, like a happy note, like, because of, like, Endgame, like, you know, Tony died, Captain America retired, Black Widow died, all this shit happened, and then you immediately come back with Spider-Man again, and he's just like,
rebound.
I'm going on summer vacation, like.
Yep. They needed that. Yep.
All right, Hannibal. It's on you.
Yeah. Shayla and I went and saw this movie.
You and then me. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Right,
Shayla and I watched this movie yesterday. Far From Home is a great movie. It's a great. These Tom Holland. I hope Sony never touches another Marvel property alone again without Big Brother Kevin Feige standing over them, being like, "Nope, you did it wrong. Do it again." Like you folded your bed wrong. Fold it again and stop hitting yourself. Like fucking. Like I hope Sony never touches, and I mean, and I'm saying that not knowing how much of Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Verse was Sony alone versus Sony and Marvel's hybrid film. But Far From Home is great. Far From Home is fun. It continues on Homecoming, and it keeps And it keeps the story going, like from Avengers. Like, to really feel what Far From Home is, you got to watch Captain America: Civil War. You got to watch Homecoming. You got to watch Infinity War, Endgame, Spider-Verse, and then you watch this. You have to watch all those movies together to really feel what this movie is. You know what I'm saying? To, like, I mean, not that you have to watch all those things, but if you watch all those things and then you watch this movie, it's great. It is a fantastic it's a fantastic movie. And I don't really have any negative, like, the 2 or 3 things I didn't like about this movie are like personal things. I don't like fake outs. And this movie utilizes a bunch of fake outs in the movie with Mysterio and with, like, the post credits scroll scene. Like, they do like some fake outs that I don't like that they did that, but they don't hurt the movie for me. They don't hurt the grade of the movie at all. Spider-Man Far From Home is the second best Iron Man movie ever made. Okay, that's what it is. It's the second best Iron Man movie because, as Monty and I were talking about, he's going to get to this point, and I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to you so you can finish it off because your thoughts are a lot more about this than mine are. Watching Spider-Man become Iron Man, becoming new leader of, the tech for the event.
All right. I think we're getting some feedback from Ace.
You say feedback?
Like, it sounds like of that when the camera went out.
I don't have anything on this end.
Yeah, I and Monty was about the first. Right.
Hang on.
I'll say, I think my movie is so funny when they're at the end, all that merging into one, and the guy goes, "What the force is like the pioneers." What?
Yeah. Shout out to JB Smooth. He's been getting a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And somebody I've been watching over 30 years. Yeah. It's limelight right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what whatever, where Tom Holland is getting his driver's license, and he gets in the car, and that dude is in the car, and he's like, and so he's instructing him, and they're going, it's a car commercial, so talking about the car or whatever, and then Peter Parker gets out, he like stops some bank robbers, he gets back in the car, and he's like, "You did terrible." He's just like going off on them, and Peter's just like, okay, like whatever, but they like that commercial so much, they liked him, like he has to be in the next movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and as soon as I start talking, what was that noise? Somebody's got some feedback.
I think that's on my end, man.
Oh, all right. Your camera's off too. Is that? Hang on. Let me fix that real quick before. There we go. All right. There we go.
Sorry about that. Phone died. Had to get on the computer real quick.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No,
you had to get on the computer real fast.
Yeah. Did you
I'm glad my brother's not watching.
Did you do your? Did you do the proper algebra?
Did you do your history?
Do you know what a P is?
you know those blasts really know about the P. They might not know the history of algebra, but yeah, they know about the P.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down the algebra that I figured out when watching Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
This movie I absolutely fucking loved so much that I came back and had to rewatch Into the Spiderverse, because walking in, I sat there and I have avoided hearing anything about this movie,
mm-hmm.
to the point where Hannibal and Garrett know. They were on the phone with me the other day. I hung up on those motherfuckers. I kept saying, "Stop. I don't care what you think. I don't want to hear what you think about any of the movie." And they kept fucking going. So I hung up on them. I kept saying, "Stop, or I'm out of this conversation." I don't know why I have to prove how serious I am with this. I don't want to hear about the fucking movie until I've seen it. Facts. That's how I am. Don't tell me about it. I didn't want to know, so I hung up on them. Because I like to go in fresh. And I'm glad I did. Because I went into this movie and I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and I'm sitting there, my hands over my mouth like this. I'm like, oh my God, this is a bad movie. This is stupid. Why is this happening? Why is this? I love how, like the delicious cream filling in a Twinkie, they stuffed a bad movie inside of an amazing movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the first portion of this movie is a terrible movie. Like fighting the elementals, I'm like, none of this makes sense. Why is Spider-Man dealing with this? Why is Nick Fury only coming to him? And they tried to explain it. I didn't buy it. None of the audience was buying it. One of the strokes of genius of this. And then we get into the actual story, and then it becomes the Spider-Man movie I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Spider-Man versus Mysterio. Mysterio was just as dangerous, just as scary, just as badass as I had hoped he would be. I had never known what the proper way to do a Mysterio movie was, but this is fucking it. This is how you do a fucking Mysterio movie. Because once we get into it, that scene when you're sitting there and it's a time, fuck.
Just kill the timer and just finish talking, Monty.
That scene where we're sitting there and he's explaining what's going on. They're talking about the plot. They're like, who knew they will buy that? That was stupid. I'm like, yes, thank you. And then he confronts Spider-Man, and we get a comic book style to the panel of some of the top McFarlane Mysterio shots that I've seen that I loved. Him falling through Mysterio's web of fucking illusions blew my mind. And then we get to the train where he backs up and we see Spider-Man get hit by the train, and the hero moment with the hand coming up covered in blood and he crawls in. Oh, this movie had it all. This movie was fucking amazing. This movie was one of the best roller coaster rides I've ever had on a Spider-Man movie. Some of the most fun I've ever had on a Spider-Man movie. Better than Into the Spiderverse? No. But also a great Spider-Man movie. I gave Into the Spider-Verse an A+. I also give this movie an A+.
I actually wrote down A+ for you because I knew you were going to give it an A+ before you said the words.
Yeah. So both of them get it. Into the Spider-Verse, I think, is still better than it, but better or worse is very much splitting hairs on these movies.
Spider-Verse is the better movie.
Fight me on it.
I'll fight you on it and win. Spider-Verse is the better movie, but Far From Home is a good movie though. It's a very good movie. It is a very, very, very good movie.
It's a very amazing movie. This movie. What other movie have you seen? Stuff. 2 complete different plots. One of them being intentionally terrible, but believable that this could be the movie. That is the genius of this movie. It was stuffed in.
Memento did it, and he did it backwards.
Memento did do it. Yeah, and Memento did do it backwards. Fair enough. Good point.
No, look, I'm not taking anything away from that movie. That movie is great. That movie is great. Spider-Man Far From Home is a great movie, specifically for the things that Monty and Garrett said. It's everything that Garrett said, and all of his excitement is well-deserved and well-earned. Everything he said is absolutely spot on. Everything Monty said is dead on, because there's no reason, Spider-Man is a street-level hero, right? That's what he does. He's the guy who fights other guys with powers. But at a certain point, there are certain villains that are so powerful that you have to go above that. Like when you get to those intergalactic villains, Spider-Man can't fight Galactus. Spider-Man can't fight the Silver Surfer. Spider-Man can't fight there's a lot of villains. There's a lot of cosmic entities that he can't fight, and he's not supposed to fight. That is not his job. That is not his purpose. That is not his goal. And the fact that the Avengers called him to fight the Elementals was well beyond his pay grade, and he fucking knew it. And at first, what comes across is he's just a kid and he's nervous because of the mantle of responsibility that he has to wear without father figure Tony Stark now. That's not what this is. What this is I just started working here and y'all want me to be the assistant manager. I'm on fries. I'm the fry nigga. I can't run this shit. I don't know how to run. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and then they do the flip on you with Mysterio, and even when you go back to Iron Man 3 and Avengers, Age of Ultron and stuff. I mean, some of the later Avenger movies, the Civil War. It actually makes sense because the barf technology was something that was created in the comic books by Mysterio. It makes sense. It tracks. Like they did a damn good job of this. But let's not go crazy. Like I understand you are emotionally connected to it, and you are going to stay emotionally connected to this.
Let me hang on. Let me point out one other thing.
Go for it.
That happened in this.
Uh-huh.
The post-credit scene. When Spider-Man swoops down, picks up Mary J, the street corner that they are stopped at is a block away from the Baxter Building.
Yeah,
and wait, Hannibal, stop. Let me get through this. Let me get where I'm going. Block away from the Baxter Building, and also they established that someone new has bought the Avengers Tower, which could be around right down the street over there.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in the background, there are signs for construction. Those signs say, I forgot what the exact wording was, but go back and look for screenshots. But it's steps towards it, and it says what's next, and it's 1, 2, 3. And then a blank with a question mark.
Yeah.
Each of those numbers are color coded to Fantastic Four shit.
Yeah.
And the 4 is invisible.
Okay. I got you. People have theorized that was Marvel giving a nod to the end of the phases. It was like, we've done phase 1, we've done phase 2, we've done phase 3. What's phase 4 going to be? We don't know. And in that scene when he's swinging around with MJ, he also passes by the exact building they used as the Osborn mansion in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, there's an incredible amount of detail. Like I said, Sony should never make another Spider-Man movie without Marvel being involved.
Yeah.
Okay? They should never do. And this is one of the things that makes me nervous because they only got Spider-Man for one more fucking movie. And then after that, they got to figure some shit out.
Well, allegedly, the rumor is that there's 9. That they're going to do 9 with Tom Holland. They're going to renew his thing and do 9. But I heard the other day that the third one may not even happen. So,
well, we'll see. Like I said, like Spider-Man: Far From Home is a great movie. It's a great movie, but you know, Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie, and it's easily, and it's not even arguable. It is the best Spider-Man movie. It is criminally underseen, and in of the two movies, Far From Home has made more money. Like Far From Home is almost at $1 billion, where Spider-Verse is like a little over 300 million. So more people are definitely jazzed to go see Far From Home than they are from Spider-Verse. But Spider-Verse there's a reason that Spider-Verse won the awards that it won. Far From Home is good, but it's not award-winning good. It's good though. It's really good. Like it's really, 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 really good.
I would argue that Far From Home is great, and Spider-Verse. Also, I agree with everything you say about Spider-Verse.
It is great. It's just not as great as Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is something. Spider-Verse is something way at the top of the look. Far From Home is great. Far From Home is great. You know, like, and I might rewatch the movie and then be like, and I've done this a few times. Earlier today, I changed my old Spider-Man 1977 grade from a D+ to a D-. You know, when I first saw the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I fucking hated that shit. And I would have back then I would have probably given it a C-. I ended up giving it a B. Spider-Man 2, I always thought was kind of terrible. Rewatched it, it's like, no, it's a C-. You know what I'm saying? And Spider-Verse, I initially gave an A2, and I changed it to an A+. So yeah, I will look at it, I will reanalyze it, and see how I feel about it when I see it a second time.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel very confident in this fact, and mark my words on this one. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is one of the 10 greatest comic book movies ever made. Period. End of sentence. Far From Home is good. It is very good. But like, even in the MCU canon, this movie being top 5 is a stretch.
I'll challenge you on that.
I know you will. And we're looking at, you know, like 3 of the 4 Avengers movies, plus Black Panther, plus Iron Man, plus Guardians of the Galaxy, plus Captain America: Civil War, and plus Ragnarok, and you're like, no, Far From Home. I'm not convinced Far From Home is better than Homecoming.
Look, it is better than Homecoming.
It's better than
I'm about to throw you under the bus on this one, Hannibal. I would challenge you, but I still haven't received my payment from winning the first challenge.
I got you. Fair enough. So I'll look, and then I'll do both. I will give you your Twilight audiobook, and I will go rewatch Far From Home. And if I rewatch it and I'll be like, you know what, I was wrong. This movie's great. It's amazing. I dropped the ball on it, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think this is like, I get why you guys love this movie to the extent that you love it. Okay, I do. I get it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's a great movie. It's a fun movie. You know, it's fun. It's lighthearted. You laugh a lot at it. It's dope. And the way it's put together is it's awesome. Like visually, it looks good. Like everything, like it's good. But you know, Spider-Verse, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason it sits at the top of the mountain right now. Yeah. There's a reason. The movie is great.
All right.
That's real.
So can I pose a question now? Actually, I have 2 questions.
Of course.
Okay.
Going back on what we asked last time, and we received, what villain would you want to see next?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Scorpion.
Yeah, we're gonna get Scorpion. That's coming because like they already teased Scorpion at the end of Homecoming. So
Scorpion and Mr. Negative in the same movie.
Ooh,
I think that could work.
Okay.
So I've never felt like Black Cat is a villain. But I want to see Kraven the Hunter. But then, so here's the thing. I want to
see Kraven if Kraven comes from Wakanda and it's a black dude this time.
Yeah, now I don't know if I want. I don't know. See, so I want Carnage. That's who I want. But I want Carnage done right, and the only way Carnage is going to be done right is if Marvel does it right. And I don't think Marvel's going to do it right because Kevin Feige doesn't like blood and violence. So, yeah, he wants shit to be funny. He doesn't want shit to be tense. And I think you can't do Maximum Carnage and not get violent. It's not possible. It's not possible for you to give us that story and not make it be some crazy shit.
Well, I don't know. We're going to Blade.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna fuck it up. I think we're gonna see the problem when Disney takes over these properties, and it's not Disney that I'm concerned with. It is actually Kevin Feige specifically that I'm concerned about as the overseer of these properties. Like, I'm not one of those people that's super excited that they got the X-Men franchise and the Deadpool movies and all of that shit. I'm not one of those guys. Like, Kevin Feige made the decision not to include the Defenders of Hell's Kitchen in Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Because he was just like, yeah, what they got going on doesn't really fit what we got going on. He just doesn't like them because those shows are violent and dark and they curse a lot. That's what he doesn't like about them.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige wants everything to be. Yeah, Kevin Feige wants everything to be family friendly. And I'm just like, yeah, man, like, fuck that shit, man. You tell me that Logan and Deadpool aren't arguably 10 of the 10 greatest comic book movies of all time, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? These are like genre breaking, like these are genre bending, groundbreaking comic book films. You know what I'm saying? That he would not allow to be made in his universe. You know, so I'm nervous. Um, but yeah, you know, like them having Spider-Man though, yeah, like they definitely need Spider-Man. I can't wait to see what Kevin Feige and company do with the Eternals, the Inhumans, Namor, Fantastic Four. I think all those franchises is going to fit perfectly into their world. But when we
Hey, do they have the right to
start
call
getting
them mutants again now?
yeah.
Yeah, they're calling them mutants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm just like I can't really imagine like and look, we'll see because the bottom line is Kevin Feige and Marvel made me give a shit about characters that nobody gives a shit about. Nobody gives a shit about the Guardians of the Galaxy. They made us give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy by giving us great writing, great actors, great screenplay, great effects. You know, I'm gonna and like Monty has told me many a time, you know, about people passing judgment on Robert Pattinson being cast as Batman. Like let's wait and see what we get.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to pre-hate on it until it happens. So let's wait and see what happens.
Truth.
You know, but yeah, Spider-Verse is one of the 10 greatest comic book movies ever made. Period. Like today, right now, if you looked at the totality of comic book movies ever created, Into the Spider-Verse sits at the top of the mountain for a reason.
And that's our segue into it. That is why we are doing shows like this one. So,
but Ace, who would you pick? Who would you want to see in a Spider-Man movie as a villain?
Yeah, what Spider-Man villain haven't we seen that you'd like to see in a live action movie?
I wouldn't mind seeing them try Doppelganger.
Okay.
Right.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting one. Okay.
All right.
Oh, super random, but you know, like the Indian guy, and the Indian guy that was like Norman Osborn's right hand man in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was initially supposed to play Big Wheel.
Oh.
Yeah. And they cut out Big Wheel from the movie, but he was supposed to be Big Wheel. Mark Webb didn't like the idea of overloading the movie with villains, so he was like, "Nah, we don't need to do all that. Let's just do Lizzie and just keep it at that."
All right.
I would pick Craven. I want to see Craven, but I don't want to see him. I think this movie needs to be brought back from to specifically just in New York, because if they did Craven in because what they're doing is they're putting Spider-Man out of his element. They're taking him out of New York. And the first one he goes to Washington, and the second one he's in different countries. You know, you put Spider-Man back into New York, but then you put Craven into New York and have him be the character who is not in his element. He's no longer in the jungle. He's in the concrete jungle now, but he's still too much for Spider-Man to handle. And this is not some like big, grand scheme of things plot. It's just Craven, and he's like, "Oh, I've heard about this Spider-Man." And he's like, "What? It would probably be awesome to hunt him." So it's solely Craven after Spider-Man. And
I would have loved to have seen Craven if they were doing the Gwen Stacy stories. I would have liked to have seen Craven in the movies, but since they're doing Mary Jane stuff, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that matters because I think I like Craven. So yeah, like Craven and Carnage are the two I want to see the most.
Yeah,
Craven
like I said, if right now with what they've said,
let me take this back real fast. Let me take that back. The villain I want to see the most that we won't get is Venom. That's
right.
But
wait, back up. If we, with what we've got now, a Craven story would be fucking awesome. Like I said, imagine the next big Avengers movie happens before Spider-Man Home Run, which is what people are speculating. imagine that next Avengers movie happens. Some Wakanda shit happens. Kraven comes from Wakanda, sees Spider-Man, and it's like, oh, this guy is a pain in my ass. I'm going to find him and hunt him. Goes to New York with the news that just came out in this, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. How fucking huntable is this kid? And how much would it frustrate him that this kid is hard to catch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good Kraven story.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, and you know what? If you'd have told me, if I'd have knew going into Spider-Man Homecoming that Vulture was the villain, I'd have been like, why Vulture? That's dumb.
Yeah.
And then not knowing who the villain was, going into the movie blind and then watching it, they killed that. That shit was fucking amazing. They all the way killed it. Like Disney knows how to make you. Disney Marvel knows how to make me give a shit about characters I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
So the characters that I do give a shit about, Alpha Flight, give me that movie. I'm with it. Like I said, I'm willing to roll the dice. Like, and I've said this before on this show, and I will say it again today. Anybody that disagrees with me, fight me on it. Shit. All right. The Disney MCU universe has yet to make a bad movie. All of their movies are good to great. All of their movies, like the lowest rated, and we're talking about everything that came out after The Incredible Hulk. All of those movies, the low end are B minuses, on the high end A pluses. Like they have a very consistent universe that they've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even Thor: Dark World, even the Ant-Man movies, you might not like them, but they're not bad movies.
Yeah.
You might be like, oh, I didn't like Thor. I thought it was boring. You might have thought it was boring, but it was still good. There's lots of good movies that bore the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. It just means that it's fucking boring. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of movies that's entertaining as hell that's bad. Fucking Independence Day is a bad movie that thoroughly entertains me. Men in Black is a bad movie that thoroughly entertains me. You know what I'm saying? And then there's good movies that don't entertain you. Just like, learn to grade objectively. But, go see Spider-Man Far From Home. That movie's amazing. The movie's incredible. It's a great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is a fantastic villain. I always was curious how they were going to put Mysterio in a movie, and they crushed it. They did it in a way that made sense with the universe that Spider-Man and this world exists in, and it made sense. The relationship between him and MJ, the way that shit plays out in the story, the way they explain the blip, the way they explain him living in Tony's shadow, and then the way he feels frustrated, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know who to talk to, I don't know how to handle this shit. Fucking Jon Favreau is awesome in this movie. This is a really do yourself a favor and go see it. And then go watch Spiderverse, and so you can watch a better movie.
I see what you did. You see me trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
He's got the best Spider-Man suit now that all of these Spider-Man suits are out.
Ooh, who had the best Spider-Man suit? I actually really liked Andrew Garfield's in the first Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not saying it's the best suit. That's the one I like the most.
Out of what we've seen,
I would agree.
Give an answer that may kind of surprise, I guess, because it's going to be like the unexpected one maybe of the group. But the test suit for Civil War, the one that they didn't go with, I don't know if you've seen any pictures with it. It's phenomenal. It's literally, I looked at it, I was like, this is anything I could have ever fucking wanted from a Spider-Man suit. It looks so good. If they went with that, I would have literally been the happiest. I probably wouldn't be here right now. I would have exploded.
Who is the best Aunt May of all the Aunt Mays?
Oh,
I think it's that first one. Well, not the, oh no, I think it's the one from not the 70s one, but the first one from 2002.
The Sam Raimi one. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Some people were saying like Aunt May is definitely like neglecting this child's feelings in Far From Home. Like he just got back from like Space War, and he just got back from being dead, and she's just like, Spider-Man's at our banquets.
Yeah, and she hasn't had dick in 5 years. All right, give her a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Aunt May live. All right? God damn, stop hating, man. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? She ain't got laid in 5 whole years. Like, I got to imagine you come back from lip, you really hungry, you gotta take a shit, you gotta bust. Like, you know, I love how they kind of talked about that shit. It was like you come back from the blip and there's some other people living in your house. It's like, oh yeah, this isn't your house anymore. You know, and I really wish they would have talked more about that shit. We didn't talk about how great the intro to the movie was. With
It was fucking phenomenal. When Whitney Houston came on, I was like, where are they going with this? And then they just
I knew it.
Throw the picture of Tony Stark on the screen. I literally like like out loud.
I knew it. As soon as the music came on, I knew they were about to give us a high school audio video club montage, and I knew it as soon as it came on. I was like, oh, they about to do some shitty high school show. They did it, and it was awesome. And then, so super random, but the girl that was in those promos, the girl who that does those newscasts that ended up being Ned's girlfriend in the movie, that chick is the same actress. Well, she's the same character that plays J. Jonah Jameson's assistant in the Sam Raimi movies, Elizabeth Banks' character.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, that's her. Well, yeah, I think this is a good show. We, kind of going in overtime right now, crossing into that 4-hour mark. But this was a good show. Next week, guys, Monty and I's 50th episode, we will be doing our Torture Challenge, where we review a bunch of terrible comic movies, where we go through not one, not two, but 3 of the Fantastic Four movies. I was actually telling Monty we might as well just make it a baker's dozen and do all 4 of those shits and just get them out the way.
But also, there might be some extra streams because I don't know if you noticed how quiet I was. There's some strange things are afoot at the Circle K right now, and I need to do some test streams. So Hannibal, I might hit you up to do some random shows.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
So,
but yeah, it's a good show. Son of the Mongoose. Hold on, wait, let me say it right. Hold on. Devalogann. God damn it. Little something. Devalogann.
Something.
Devalogann. Tell the people who you are, where they can find you and get in contact with you if they like.
I'm Devalogann, aka Garrett, aka Little Something, I guess now. I don't really do much online, but you can find me doing drawing and art stuff at Garrett Draws on Instagram. My personal pages are boring. None of you will want to see that shit.
So go follow all his personal pages right now. And Monty and I intend on making him a regular shit show guest.
On Instagram, that is GARRETT, and then the word draws, DRAWS.
Scared me for a second. Sorry.
I'm gonna change that whole account into something more later. I'm working on a few comics, but that's just gonna take some time. So it's not much right now, but it's something.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, you were spelling out your social media stuff for a second. You were scaring me. I was like, is this dude spelling my name out? I don't know if you seen my face. I was getting alarmed over here. Like, man, what kind of game is this?
No. I'm giving everyone your secrets. Back, but
that's out to get you.
Stealing social security numbers.
All right. Ace Wonder.
Get doxed.
Yes, we know you're part of Team MFN, but what do you want to promote?
Oh, I want to promote that I'm part of Team MFN.
Yes, and also you need to promote that you made that fucking intro music. Like, own that shit.
Oh no, we made that intro music.
Yeah. All right. I just wanted
that's how we operate, man.
I know that's how y'all operate. Like, maybe it's because I'm friends with y'all. I'm like, I see all of y'all as being awesome. I'm like, nope, right there. That's that awesome. That's that awesome. That's that awesome. But all right, fair enough.
I'm in. Yeah, you got y'all can find me everywhere that you can find Hannibal that's above me here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Ace wanted to influence myself, Johnny Brasco. We are Team MFN, and we've been making beats for a long time. Whoever your favorite music producers are, we better than them. So
yeah. And I just want to. I don't know if Ace Wonder remembers 2007 with Border City music.
I do.
Yeah. And that I'm saying that for the few shitheads that are still watching. That comes into play next week with a video we're gonna play at some point.
Oh,
2007.
Okay.
Monty,
Yes.
let's talk a little on the side about that Wakandan Craven idea. You and me.
Okay. Not tonight. I need a cigarette and
you really gotta go check out what's going on at the Circle K.
Yes.
I have work tomorrow. I have to wake up at 8.
Yes.
I'm not talking about it after this. I'm definitely talking about it in a
Yes.
day.
So I'm gonna see if I can close this show out right. Hannibal, do you have anything else you need to say?
No, man, I don't got nothing else to say. This was a great show. It was a long show, but it was a good show, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoy listening to you and Garrett just talk about these movies. You know, it's funny because I felt like me and Ace was the angry old men on the show. We was just like, I didn't like it for this reason, and you guys were like, that shit was fucking awesome. And I was like, did we watch the same movies? But our grades are actually a lot closer.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
More times than not.
Yeah.
So this could be, panel worthy is all I'm gonna say about that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't got nothing else to say, man.
All right. And all I gotta say is let's hope I fix this shit, and hopefully Birdman takes us out right, and we get to see some action when I skip to the next screen. If not, thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, hit the like button, share this shit, please. Tell your friends about us. Like, let's get more shitheads in here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all are all fucking awesome. Spec, you've been rocking it in the chat. I see you. All right.
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Sweet Halloween, Collard Green.